Scottsbluff High School, where today it's the Bearcats and Rapid City Stevens getting together for a girls and boys twin bill. Coverage today, and glad you're watching on KNB.TV, Allo Channel 15, and Mobius Channel 1500. We've also got the radio broadcast on 960 and 100.3 FM, and of course always streaming at KNB.com. Had the long road trip yesterday to Rapid City, where Scottsbluff went 1-1 in the girls and boys doubleheader there at Central High School. The girls picked up their signature win of the season. They won in overtime, 64-59. The boys fell flat offensively outside of Connor McCracken and his 26 points in a 54-43 loss there at the Cobblers. Boys action will be game 2 today. First, that means our girls matchup. The Lady Bearcats got a final possession defensive stop in the fourth quarter last night to force overtime, and in the extra session they dominated, scoring the first 7 points and holding Central to just 2 points in that 4-minute overtime session. One of, if not the best win in the tenure of head coach David Balish. Yada Garcia finished with a big-time double-double, about 21 points and 11 rebounds. Aubrey Krentz scored 15 of her 18 in the second half, and Mackenzie Dunkel played well also. She finished with 14 points to kind of round out that big three for Scottsbluff. The Lady Bearcats now 8-7 with last night's victory. Coach Balish had been searching for a win over one of these top teams from out of state. They've been to Gillette, Wyoming. They played the Cheyenne schools, and now this weekend the Rapid City schools playing with a little bit of house money today. You kind of think after the win last night. Stevens enters at 9-3 with the University of South Dakota commit junior guard Kyle Watson. Stevens enters at 9-3 so far this year. The lone common opponent being Campbell County of Gillette. Out of Gillette, Stevens lost at Gillette 52-40, while Scottsbluff let one get away from them in the fourth quarter at Campbell County, and they wound up losing 71-57, a 14-point setback there on the second weekend of the season. Stevens, this will be the final game this season. Was last year in this matchup. Stevens won a blowout at home there in Rapid. The final was 68-37. So we'll see how things shake out today as far as this matchup is concerned. As for the boys game later, Scottsbluff now 6-9, and the Stevens Raiders are 8-5. Lineups and of course the visit with Scottsbluff girls coach David Balish still to come. It was a late arrival for everyone last night, coming home from Rapid. Had some tricky weather leaving town for about the first 45 or 50 miles or so. I know I slept in a little bit this morning, and I let Coach off the hook for a fresh morning pregame chat, but we did visit last night at halftime of the boys game, and we'll get to those postgame and today pregame coaches' comments brought to you by The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing. We'll get to that when we come back right after this here on KNEB.
Think a utility vehicle should do more than take you places? So does Kubota. That's why our all-new Sidekick is built to do it all. Climb more, tow more, go more. Cross over to more today. Take your Kubota Sidekick home with no money down and 0% financing for 36 months.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gering.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor will do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Catch up right now with Lady Bearcats head coach David Balish. Coach, I called it your signature win in your tenure so far in Scottsbluff High. It's easily your best win of this season, and it's one you really have kind of been building towards. And I know this weekend you wanted to get one of these, and you got it done tonight.
Yeah, I'm just so excited for our program. I think you're right. We've been working at that really, really hard, but we've been working at that really hard for the last 6 years. I mean, that comes from all the hours and time that Rachel and I put in together. You know, Key's a senior. We've been with her for a long time, and that comes into summer. That comes into parents being supportive and trusting us with their kids, because it's not always easy to do. And we've got the program on the right track right now. We've got older kids that are able to play varsity time. We've got younger kids that keep our older kids accountable in practice. That win, I will say, as well as our kids played, that goes to our JV team, because they flat out kicked our butt Monday and Tuesday. They flat out beat us. I mean, and that was just a great job by those JV kids and that younger group, freshmen, sophomores, and coming in and holding our older kids accountable and making them get better. We haven't been there in a long time, and that's what that comes down to, is that they held us accountable. Then we were able to do what we needed to do, focus on what we needed to focus on, and we put it together in the game tonight. I thought it was our best job at taking care of very, very small things, and that's what we put a huge premium on this weekend, or this week in practice, was do all the little things you can and collect those inches. You probably heard me yelling that. It's about the inches. It's about the inches. Collect the inches, because they make the miles. And, I think sometimes we've been a little bit notorious for, we try to grab it 2 or 3 feet at a time, and we come up just a little bit short. So we're tired of being short. So I'm just so proud of our kids. I mean, that's playing 40 games in the summer. That's showing up and putting in extra and two-a-days and film sessions that are really, really critical and honest. And I'm just so happy for our kids. And, I'm really, really proud of that too. And it comes down to, Hattie is an unbelievable assistant. She is such a rock for us. She's such a rock for me. She's such great balance for the kids. Leslie's been a tremendous addition. I'm really excited about where we're at and where we're going.
They had the basketball for what looked to be the final possession in regulation. You force them, they don't get a shot. It goes to overtime. You carry the defense over from the end of the fourth right in. They didn't get their first points in overtime until after about 3.5 minutes had gone by. What was the key defensively?
We just said the number one thing that happened is that when we had an opportunity for that last shot, I said, no matter what happens, you are going to have a defensive possession, and it is the only thing that matters. Make or miss, you've got to get a stop and a rebound here. They did an unbelievable job of doing that. I thought they rose to the moment. Effort and energy was there, and I know that they hate it when we run in practice. I know that they're tired and they want to do their homework and stuff, but that's why they do it. And so that was a really important win, just for buy-in, just for trust. We're doing things as a coaching staff to get the best out of them, and that was important for them to trust us, and I'm just really thankful that they did. I think anybody that watches knows that there's a tremendous amount of love between us and our kids, and our kids and us, and that's why we're able to accomplish some things. And even games that we don't win on the scoreboard, I think our kids are winning because they fight so hard, they play so hard, they root for each other no matter what. That defensive possession, I just thought was huge. It built us some momentum, and we executed the best we did all game in the fourth quarter, in overtime, and it got some momentum.
It was nice to get Aubrey off a rough first half. You got her cooking just a little bit in the third quarter. Then they really went to just the face guard in the half court, and Yada stepped up and hit 2 threes. One was sort of a miracle, but you'll take the bank open on a Friday night.
Yeah, I will definitely take it over. I also think she got fouled. I thought that could have gone either way, but great job just stepping up to the moment. They must not listen to our post games or pre games, because you don't want to face guard her. You do not want to face guard her, because it just frustrates our other kids that you don't take them serious, and it just brings the best out of her. So, those 2 threes that Yada hit were huge. They were such big moments, big plays, and we kind of been talking about it too. Is we've got kids in that junior, senior class and kids in the sophomore, freshman class that can make great plays. And so we're tired of being close. We play a really tough schedule. We're going to be close some, but we want to be as tough as we can be, and I'm so proud of them for stepping up to that moment tonight.
Yeah, just now over 500 at 8-7, but coming in at 7th in Class B in power points, I think that says it all. Weekend's not over. Rapid weekend continues tomorrow. Maybe even a better team coming in tomorrow. In Stevens, how good are they?
I think that they are a little bit bigger, a little bit more athletic. I'm not sure that their energy is quite as consistent, but I know that they are super explosive. They've got really, really good athletes. They're going to try to get out and press us. They're going to try to use their size and overwhelm us. They're a great team. They're a great opponent. They're like number 3 in AA right now. Coach has been a Division I coach. Coach Brooks does a great job. Also, Coach Bloom here is, he's been a great guy to just talk to. I just went and asked him, I said, hey, what'd you see in our 12? Because, he's a great coach. He had it picked apart, and he said, this is what we saw. I really like how you ran it, but the guys here have been great about helping us. They came to our Border Brawl tournament that was sponsored by Elite Fitness, and they've been really fantastic supports for me as I've been coming up and trying to learn the ropes out here. And, Stevens, just big, athletic, strong, culture of winning, but we get them at home, and we're dangerous at home. If we come out and hit some shots, we can be dangerous.
Looking forward to it tomorrow. Congrats on the big win tonight. Best of luck and have a safe trip home.
Thanks, Chris.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting, though, that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Think a utility vehicle should do more than take you places? So does Kubota. That's why our all-new Sidekick is built to do it all. Climb more, tow more, go more. Cross over to more today. Take your Kubota Sidekick home with no money down and 0% financing for 36 months.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gering.
KNEB.TV and Radio 960 100.3. Of course, we've got it streaming online also at KNEB.com. You heard that visit with Scottsbluff girls head coach David Balish. That occurred last night at halftime of the boys game, so still pretty fresh. Got his thoughts on the win last night, a few thoughts on today's opponent in Stevens. That visit brought to you by The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing. See Shane Wilson and his staff. You'll be in The Zone for all your upcoming spring sports. See him at The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing. Scottsbluff off the win last night in overtime, 64-59 on the road at Rapid City Central. Stevens won this matchup last year, 68-37 at their place in Rapid City. We've got girls tip on the way here shortly. Still to come, we'll check on starting lineups, and then it's opening tip here at Scottsbluff High School this afternoon. We'll step away, come back with more, and get you live high school basketball coverage when we come back right after this on KNEB.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting, though, that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Byers Realty would like to remind everyone that school is back in session, so make sure and watch for little ones in crosswalks. Be mindful of school speed zones, and take a second to double check for pedestrians and bicyclists. We want all of our young students to have a wonderful and safe year. Visit callbyersrealty.com or stop by the office on Avenue B, next to Bumper to Bumper. The Panhandle's best, Byers Realty. Community strong, community proud. We have what you're looking for.
crowd-led, PA announcer Val Jansani-led national anthem this afternoon here at Scottsbluff High School. We move forward now with the introduction of starting lineups brought to you by Western Nebraska Community College. From diplomas to degrees, it's for me. Learn more at WNCC.edu. Let's meet the starters now for Rapid City Stevens. The Lady Raiders under the direction of head coach Michael Brooks. Their record is 9-3 on the season. First up off the bench is Elizabeth Schaefer, a 5'10 senior. Grace Martin, a 5'11 junior. She looked solid during pregame warm-ups. Bailey Subzak, a 6-foot freshman in the starting lineup. Kennedy Rising, a 5'10 sophomore, and their junior guard committed to the University of South Dakota is Kyle Watson. 6-foot junior guard Kyle Watson rounds out the starting five this afternoon for Rapid City Stevens. Now for the Scottsbluff Lady Bearcats off the big road win at Rapid City Central last night. Head coach David Balish. Yada Garcia, 5'7 junior. She had 22 and 11 in the win last night. The team's leading scorer at 16 per game. Emma Herman, the 6-foot junior big, averages 2 points and 3 rebounds. Kiera Twombly, a 5'9 senior, 5 points, 5 rebounds. She scored 4 last night. Aubrey Krentz, 15 of her 18 came in the second half last night. She averages right around 16 as well. And Mackenzie Dunkel played well. She had 14 in last night's win at Central on the year, averaging 7 points and 7 rebounds. Those statistics coming in to this weekend. Last night's final numbers not factored in to those latest stat updates that we have as of now from Coach Balish. 8 minutes on the clock. We're moments away from opening tip, as always brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza at 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff, where it's always love at 425 degrees. Don't forget to register for the Papa Murphy's Text Club for a sweet deal there. Rapid City Stevens, the Lady Raiders, they will be in the road blue uniforms, white numbers and letters. Like black trim is what I'm seeing there, maybe a little off blue. And Scottsbluff in the traditional home whites, red numbers, red letters, and some black trim for the Lady Bearcats. Stevens controls the tip. Kyle Watson has the basketball in the front court. Scottsbluff trying to look and double up on Rapid City Schools this weekend. Grace Martin now with it out high is Kyle Watson. She'll put it on the floor. Feed Martin back on the perimeter. Martin picks up her dribble, finds an open shooter off the left wing. Too strong on the three. On the miss that time was Elizabeth Schaefer, but the offensive rebound and score goes to Kyle Watson. An early 2-0 lead, and they go to some full court pressure. They get it middle. Now they break the press across the timeline. Aubrey Krentz goes to the bucket, can't score. Rebound comes off, grab by Elizabeth Schaefer. Now Grace Martin will bring it up the basketball floor. She'll go right to the rim. Shot blocked with some body contact, and that'll be a personal foul whistled against Mackenzie Dunkel. First foul for either team as Dunkel picks up the foul. Elizabeth Schaefer now at the foul line, 5'10 senior. Wears a pair of knee braces. She looked to really be shooting a mid-range jump shot during pregame warm-ups. Cans the first shot at the line. Free throw stroke looks solid on both. A pair of makes for Schaefer, an early 4-0 lead for Scottsbluff. They force a turnover on the full court pressure in the backcourt. Taking over the basketball here on the offensive end, Kennedy Rising. Now Kyle Watson, right side wing, Schaefer. Schaefer has it out high. Dribbles right. There's the freshman, Bailey Sobzak. Jump shot. And Sobzak knocks it down. Early lead of 6-0. They break the pressure with an outlet pass near midcourt to Yada Garcia. She gives the basketball to Aubrey Krentz. We're a minute and a half into this opening quarter. Twombly. Bounce pass to the right wing. Out high off the fingertips of Yada Garcia. Tracks down the loose ball. Twombly, Garcia, right side wing. She wants the baseline, some dribble penetration along the baseline. Got it up and in for the first bucket of the game for Scottsbluff. Goes to Yada Garcia. 6-2 the lead for Rapid City Stevens. Missed shot on the offensive end for Schaefer. Rebounded by Scottsbluff. Krentz brings it across the timeline. Gets it to Garcia. Yada Garcia. Left-hand dribble. Works her way into the paint. Got it to go on a foul. Yada Garcia has 4 quick points and a chance for an old-fashioned 3-point play. 5:53 to play in this opening quarter. Yada too strong on the foul shot. Long rebound comes off to Stevens. Kyle Watson. Kyle Watson, hesitation dribble. Got deep along the baseline. Good ball movement. And there's an open 3-point field goal that would not drop for Rising. But an offensive rebound saves the possession. And then a reach-in foul on the perimeter called against Yada Garcia. Couple of fouls here early on. Whistled against Scottsbluff. There's my guy in front checking in, Sebastian Harsh. He'll be ready to roll for the boys game a little bit later on. We've got a whistle and a walking violation called against Elizabeth Schaefer. That'll be the first turnover called against Stevens this afternoon. An early 6-4 lead for the visitors from Rapid City. Garcia has the basketball across the timeline. David Bolish hollering out the defense. A 1-3-1 look right now from Stevens. Garcia got in the air, found Twombly. Twombly, lob pass to Dunkel. Dunkel, bounce pass. That'll set up an open 3 for Aubrey Krentz. And Krentz knocks in a tray. And Scottsbluff has their first lead of the afternoon at 7-6. Kyle Watson uses a high ball screen. Watson goes to the rim, used the left hand. Whistle and the foul comes, I believe, before the shot. Nope, they'll say a shooting foul. So 2 shots coming now for Kyle Watson. 6-foot junior, already committed to the University of South Dakota. That foul goes on Emma Herman. That'll be Herman's first and already the 3rd team foul. Watson, a little bit too strong off the heel of the iron on the miss at the line. Again, a substitution with Mariah Avila coming in for Emma Herman. Oh, check that. That's Brady Lockemer, the freshman. Avila, of course, another freshman. We'll see plenty of her this evening as well. 1 of 2 for Watson at the foul line. She's got 3 early points. And we're even up at 7 apiece here, opening quarter action. Krentz on the catch and shoot. She's got back-to-back trays from the same spot out of that right corner. 10-7, 3-point lead, biggest of the game here in the first quarter for Scottsbluff. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to play. Watson cut off by Lockemer. Outside Rising. Kennedy Rising, now Kyle Watson. Steps inside the arc on the dribble. Grace Martin goes to the rim, a whistle and a blocking foul. This is going to go against Mackenzie Dunkel, and that'll be her second. 2 fouls on Dunkel, 1 apiece on Garcia and Emma Herman. 4 minutes and 29 seconds to play in this first quarter. At the stripe. And unable to knock that one down is Martin. Two out of 3 early on today at the foul line for I think I misspoke earlier. I credited Schaefer with a pair of makes at the foul line. Instead, that was Grace Martin, who's now 3 for 4 at the foul line. Right side, now left side wing. Brady Lockemer on some dribble penetration. Dumps it down low to Emma Herman. Spun baseline, had the ball swatted away, and grabbed by Yada Garcia. She got deep. Lockemer grabs the loose ball. Up off the square, too strong. Kyle Watson with the rebound for Stevens. Watson, they double team her as she comes into the front court. Now to the rim, reverse layup. She had it on the left side. No need for the reverse that time, and Schaefer comes up empty on the possession. Now Krentz uses up her dribble. A back cutting. Yada Garcia goes to the rim. They play through some contact. Rebound to Schaefer. They lob it up ahead to Kyle Watson. Now Grace Martin. And Martin throws the basketball away. Second turnover committed by Stevens. They won this game last year 68-37. And wholesale substitutions now for Stevens. They will go 5 for 5 here. Checking in, number 11, Jaden Matkins. Also coming in, number 10, Jada McNabb. Both those players are freshmen. Delaney Klosterman played well as a sophomore in this game a year ago. They'll stay zone on the defensive end. They move it from right to left. Lockemer has it in the left corner. We're down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Whistle and a foul and a shooting foul, as it'll be Mackenzie Dunkel set to toe the foul line after that foul called against Rapid City Central, and that one goes on Delaney Klosterman, a 5'6" junior. And Dunkel coming into the weekend at 58% at the free throw line. Able to convert the first. First point for Dunkel this afternoon. Had 14 in the win last night at Rapid City Central. And McKenzie sinks both at the stripe. Lead right now at 12-8. Stevens with Delaney Klosterman handling the rock across the timeline. Comes right side of the floor. Feeds it to Cameron Carley. And the freshman on the dribble penetration, Jada McNabb, the 5'9" freshman, missed the shot. Ball loose, and McNabb able to grab it. And that'll be a whistle and a jump ball. And that'll be Scottsbluff now with the possession arrow. We go under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Lockemer, now Krentz. Out of the right corner, top of the key, they move it to the left side wing. Twombly, pass fake, finds an open Krentz. You know that's going up off the iron. Rebound comes off to Delaney Klosterman. They've got numbers 2-on-1. Nice outlet pass up ahead, unable to convert on the fast break. Backside rebound wouldn't go for Klosterman. We do have a whistle on that third shot opportunity, and a foul goes against Scottsbluff. That'll go against Brady Lockemer, the first on the freshman. Already the 15th foul called on Scottsbluff. 2:38 to play in the first quarter. Dunkel sits with 2. Stepping inside the arc on the bounce that time was Carley. And now it's Whittick. Pettick off the missed 3. Or a Pettick off the missed 3 from the left wing. And grabbing the loose ball, but sliding out of bounds near side Scottsbluff. It'll stay with Stevens. 2 of these subs off the bench, Pettick and Klosterman, played a lot of minutes in last year's game up in Rapid City. Pettick dribbles from the right wing near the top of the key. Dribble handoff out high. There's a 3. That'll hit the front of the rim and roll in for Cameron Carley. First bench points, and there's a turnover committed by Scottsbluff. Second of the quarter. 12-11, Lady Cats lead by 1. Jaden Matkins gives it off to Jada McNabb. Can't score on the dribble drive. Right side on the delivery. It goes from Yada Garcia to Aubrey Krentz. She took some contact on her shot attempt, and Krentz will now get 2 at the foul line. Aubrey had 18 last night, 15 of those coming after halftime. On the season, a 79% free throw shooter. Scottsbluff now 3 of 4 at the stripe here in the first quarter. Wholesale substitutions once again as that original starting 5 checks in for Coach Michael Brooks and Stevens, led by Kyle Watson. 1:45 to play. Scottsbluff with a 2-point lead, 13-11. After the make from Krentz moments ago, left the second short. Rebound grab by the freshman, Bailey Sobzak. Martin, they get it middle of the floor, back outside. Schaefer, good ball movement. Schaefer goes baseline, pull-up J along the baseline, would not go. Short corner jump shot off the mark, rebounded by Krentz. Outlet pass from Garcia. Twombly, good find, and then a block shot as Grace Martin swatted the shot away from Mariah Avila. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Bearcats with 1:18 to play in this first quarter. Krentz will inbound. Ball's deflected. Good hustle play to save the possession by Mackenzie Dunkel. And now Yada Garcia fouled on the shot by Elizabeth Schaefer. First foul on Schaefer. Fourth team foul whistled against Stevens. Yada Garcia. Now 0 for 2 at the stripe. Make it 0 for 3 here in the first quarter. Rebounded by Schaefer. Gives it off to Kyle Watson. Watson dribbles right wing. High post area. Left elbow. Jump shot short from Grace Martin. Rebounded by Krentz. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Scottsbluff with a 2-point lead. 13-11. Avila in the left corner. Got Kyle Watson defending. Junior on freshman. And a push on the perimeter goes against Kyle Watson. That's the second foul on Watson. A big call there. Watson will take a seat. Delaney Klosterman checks in. Scottsbluff gets Twombly back on the court as Lockemer sits for head coach David Bowlish. We're down to 42 seconds to play in the quarter. Yada Garcia with the long t-shirt under the game jersey today. Gets middle into the paint, got it to go. Soft touch off the rim, bounced off the square, drops home. Yada has 6 first quarter points. Kennedy Rising, a sophomore. They get the ball middle, and the freshman Subzak able to score her second field goal here in the early going today. Krentz to Garcia. Garcia back to Aubrey Krentz. 9 seconds to play. 2 defenders near Krentz. Little slip pass. And there's a turnover. 2 seconds to play. Will they get a shot away? They do. Too strong off the square. At the end of 1 quarter of action here today at Scottsbluff, our girls game, with the Lady Bearcats leading the Raiders of Stevens High out of Rapid City 15-13 on the West Coast scoreboard. What's the word, bud?
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
TV, 960, 100.3 FM. Chris Cottrell, glad to have you. We'll start the second quarter right now with Scottsbluff leading 15-13 here at home against Rapid City Stevens. 4 players scored for Stevens, 3 for Scottsbluff, 7 for Krentz, and 6 for Yada Garcia. They almost get a steal in the half court. They're opening up defensively, Scottsbluff. 2-3 zone the look. Stevens throws over top to Rising. Dribbles inside the arc, Schaefer. Now Grace Martin. Martin, 2 defenders near. Now she'll bring the basketball back out near the 10-foot volleyball stripe. Kyle Watson playing with 2 fouls. Watson gives it right back to Grace Martin. She'll fire away from downtown, and Grace Martin knocks in the tray. She's got 6 here in the opening half of action. Stevens goes back in front by 1, 16-15. Mariah Avila, wing left side. Off a screen and roll look that time. Slip pass on the bounce, intercepted. 4th turnover for Scottsbluff. Now Stevens throws it away on their end of the floor. Ball actually deflected and then picked up by Stevens. Sotzak now to Kyle Watson in the 2-3 zone. Schaefer. Watson gives it back to Elizabeth Schaefer. Right back to Watson. Watson looking towards the middle, nothing there. Schaefer on the pull-up jump shot right around the foul line. That drops for Elizabeth Schaefer. And we've got a quick whistle as Yada Garcia needs to tie that left shoot. Substitutions, Avila out, Herman out. Dunkel and Lockheimer back in for the Lady Bearcats. 6:37 to play in the first half. Yada Garcia handles. They're going to run two defenders at her as soon as she comes across the timeline. Surprised we didn't get a whistle on a hand check on the perimeter. Twombly. They're trying to trap her in the corner. Lockheimer. Now back to Yada Garcia. They switched up the defensive look here on this possession. Bounce pass to Twombly. Out high, Garcia. Prince. Challenge three. She falls to the floor. Fouled on the shot. She'll get three at the free throw line. I think Grace Martin picked up the foul. First foul on Grace Martin. 3-point lead for Stevens. A chance right now for Scottsbluff. And now we have a lane violation called on Brady Lockheimer. And that'll take it from a 3-shot trip to the line now to a 2-shot opportunity for Krentz. Aubrey buries the first. She has 8 points. Here in the early going. Second on the way, would not drop. Rebound to Sobczak, the freshman. Bailey Sobczak gives it off to Kyle Watson. Watson passes right wing. Zone defense from Scottsbluff. Yada Garcia trying to close off the middle. Pull-up jump shot for Grace Martin. Little flat, left it short. Rebound comes to Scottsbluff, and now Krentz has it. Far side wing. Twombly to an open Brady Lockheimer. Backing off defensively, Kyle Watson. She's on the floor playing with two personals. Yada Garcia wants the ball. She'll feed wing. Now cutting through. Good find by Twombly on the cut from Garcia. And Yada Garcia now with 8, equaling Aubrey Krentz for team high honors. Watson to Schaefer. Schaefer cut off Grace Martin. Back to Elizabeth Schaefer. They will fire it into the corner. Kyle Watson, wide open three. Missed badly, and that goes off of Sobczak out of bounds. It'll go back to Scottsbluff. 5:06 to play. We've got a timeout on the floor. We'll break as well. Scottsbluff and Stevens tied at 18 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Being an Allo customer just got even better. 3 times better, in fact. We've tripled our standard internet speed from 100 to 300 megs at no additional cost to you. This isn't one of those limited time offers that will melt away either. 3 times the streaming, 3 times the gaming, 3 times the uploading, all for the same price. Why? Because we love our customers. Allo, no gimmicks, no limits, no kidding, and still no contracts.
Care Heilbrunn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbrunn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Quick turnovers committed by Scottsbluff in the backcourt and 2 quick layups for Kyle Watson. They force a 3rd straight turnover out near midcourt. Now Watson a little loose, spun back middle on the offensive end and flipped the pass away out of bounds. So it got wild there for a moment. "30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Watson back-to-back field goals, and it's Stevens now leading 22-18. Second quarter action this afternoon here at Scottsbluff High. Scottsbluff led 15-13 at the end of the first quarter. And right now 22-18 as the Lady Raiders from Stevens High out of Rapid City have surged in front. They have forced 4 turnovers in the first 3 minutes and 20 seconds of this quarter. Out of the timeout for Scottsbluff, Dunkel, Krentz, Twombly, Garcia, and Brady Lockemer. Again, they're defending in the full court. They run 2 defenders at Krentz as she got near the center court stripe. Scottsbluff in the half court on the offensive end. Twombly now Yada Garcia. Grace Martin, the one keeping an eyeball on Aubrey Krentz. She closes out on Krentz's catch in the left corner. Krentz, though, let it fly. Rebound comes off, and an outlet pass up ahead. Turned over by Stevens, their 4th turnover in the game. Second of the quarter. Twombly goes baseline, and a push, and a foul goes on Kennedy Rising. 4:06 to play. Emma Herman checks in. Taking a seat will be Mackenzie Dunkel. Dunkel's got 2 personals. And Twombly able to knock down the first of 2. A second coming for Twombly, just a 42% free throw shooter on the year for senior Kiera Twombly. Able to convert both. A 2-point lead for Stevens. They have the basketball. Delaney Klosterman to the wing. Jada McNabb underneath on the cut. McNabb on the catch. Won't go. She'll get 2 shots at the line. A foul goes against Scottsbluff's Emma Herman. That's her second. Jada McNabb, Jaden Matkins both on, along with Klosterman and Pettick. And that 5th 5 for 5 as far as the substitutions is Cameron Carley. So McNabb gets a pair at the line. The freshman with a soft touch. She looks like she's going to be a dandy. Stevens almost forcing the turnover with the full court pressure. They've had quite a bit of success with the press here in the first half. Now a good job by Scottsbluff to break the press on the other end, and it leads to a layup for Brady Lockemer. We'll see if some possessions against the press like that force Stevens to drop back into a more traditional half-court defensive look. Emma Herman going to check in. They get Dunkel off, playing offense for defense right now. On the defensive end, they'll get Dunkel off with the 2 personals. Cameron Carley in the corner. Delaney Klosterman might have got away with a walk. No, late whistle, and they get the travel. Three turnovers in the quarter for Stevens. They lead it by 2, 24-22. The bounce pass inbounds to Yada Garcia. They run 2 defenders at Yada. She's got it along the baseline. Nice find. Got it to Lockemer for the layup. Tied up 24-24. Delaney Klosterman. Nearly a backcourt violation. McNabb gets it middle. They lob it. Pettick. And Laura Pettick's shot too strong off the glass. Scottsbluff with a chance to go back in front with under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Yada Garcia brings the dribble back out near midcourt. Bounces it off to Kiera Twombly. Now Lockemer. Header pocket picked by Jada McNabb. McNabb leaves it off, and a miscue there. And Scottsbluff going to bail out Cameron Carley. She had a clear path to the basket for the layup. didn't look confident after receiving the pass from McNabb and eventually fouled on the shot. She'll get 2. They'll wave Mariah Avila on here in just a moment. Trying to sort out who this foul was on. It's going to go on Brady Lockemer. That's her second. Chance at the line now for Cameron Carley. Nailed a 3 earlier. And 4 for 4 substitutions right now for Stevens. If Carley's able to knock down this second free throw, I would imagine that buzzer will sound and she'll come out. That's exactly what happens. Carley, a pair of makes at the foul line. Stevens goes back in front, 26-24, 2:34 to play in the first half. Twombly, outlet pass up ahead to Herman. Herman, now Kiera Twombly on the perimeter, top of the key out high. Yada Garcia. Garcia holds the ball, now puts it on the floor. Shot might have been partially deflected as she left her feet to get up in the air, unable to fall. And it's Stevens basketball, leading by 2. Zone defense still being played from Scottsbluff. Schaefer to Kyle Watson. Watson lobs it underneath, and that ball's touched last by Yada Garcia's. Odd look as they had the ball on the left side. The post player on the right block turned middle and kind of sealed the defender. Wide open shooter off the inbounds pass. And Martin unable to knock down the 3 ball left wing. And again, out of bounds last touch by the Lady Bearcats. 1 minute and 53 seconds to play in this first half. Inbounds pass comes to Kennedy Rising. Rising to Kyle Watson. 1:45 to play. First half action here at Scottsbluff High. Elizabeth Schaefer out of the right corner. Now Watson. Left hand feed to Grace Martin. Martin has a 3 ball. There's the freshman Sobczak. Elizabeth Schaefer and an offensive foul, a moving screen. I believe they're going to get Sobczak, the freshman, with the offensive foul. Second foul on Sobczak. Stevens will set up in the press. Inbounds pass comes to Krentz. Now middle. Good job by Scottsbluff. They've got numbers if they want them. Krentz to the bucket. That good off the square for a deuce. Aubrey Krentz has 3 points in the quarter, 10 points here in the first half so far. Coming up on 1 minute to play, and Krentz with a foul out front, slamming into Kyle Watson. First foul on Krentz, 2 apiece, Lockemer, Herman, and Mackenzie Dunkel. So Kyle Watson back to the foul line now. And Stevens will get another crack at it from the stripe. Kyle Watson can't knock it down. Offensive rebound, wouldn't go. Second shot, third shot, Watson with a left. Again, ball comes off, this time grabbed by Grace Martin. Open shooter on the outside, Kennedy Rising, the freshman. It would not go. Ball comes off long, off the missed triple. Grabbed by Krentz, 51 seconds to play. Scottsbluff into the front court near side. And a backcourt violation called against Scottsbluff's Mariah Avila. I've got the Lady Cats with 8 turnovers and Stevens with 6. 47 seconds to play in the half. Kyle Watson brings it across the timeline. Picks up her dribble. Left-handed feed to Elizabeth Schaefer. Schaefer back to Grace Martin. They stay patient with the basketball on the perimeter. We're tied at 26. Entry pass to Rising. Back outside, Watson. Open 3, Grace Martin. Halfway down it comes out. We're going to get a foul underneath. And it's going to go against Kennedy Rising with the push-off. Now 2 apiece on Watson, Sobzak, and Rising for Stevens. Stevens goes 10 deep. They've subbed 5 at a time for the most part so far. Now we're going to get a 1-for-1 with Rising sitting and Laura Pettick checking in. Dunkel and Lockemer will take a seat now. For the Lady Bearcats. At the stripe, Yada Garcia, where she is 0 for 3 on the day, make it 1 for 4. Garcia with 9, Krentz has 10. Scottsbluff with a now 2-point lead after a pair of makes from Yada Garcia. 28-26, 20 seconds to play in the first half. Scottsbluff would love an exclamation point to this Rapid City weekend. The overtime win last night at Central. Kaya Watson gives it up to Grace Martin. 7 seconds to play in the half. Now Elizabeth Schaefer. Kaya Watson fires from way downtown. Offensive rebound, second shot. They didn't get away in time. Elizabeth Schaefer grabbed the O board. 2 of the 4 quarters complete this afternoon here at Scottsbluff High School. And at halftime, it's the Lady Bearcats leading 28-26 on the West Coast scoreboard.
I went ahead and Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Chris Cottrell back with you here on the TV side, 960 100.3 at my Logos broadcast location here, second level at Scottsbluff High School. Did you know about Panhandle Trails, Intercity Public Transit? They offer regularly scheduled accessible bus service serving communities between Alliance and Scottsbluff Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and 21 Panhandle communities on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Reservations are required. Visit panhandletrails.com or call 761-TRIP. That's 761-TRIP. Lady Bearcats, a big overtime win on the road last night at Rapid City Central. That final was 64-59. Yada Garcia had a monster double-double with 22 points and 11 rebounds, and she's got 10 points here at halftime. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. For Scottsbluff, and that 2-point lead, mentioned Garcia with 10, had to make one adjustment in the scorebook. Aubrey Krentz also with a 10-point first half. Both those players right around 16 points per game on average. 4 points off the bench for Brady Lockemer, 2 apiece for Kiera Twombly and Mackenzie Dunkel. Scottsbluff scored 15 in the first quarter and 13 in the second for their 28 on the afternoon. For Rapid City Stevens, they went 13 and 13 scoring by quarter. They've had 6 different players score. Kaya Watson leads with 7. Grace Martin has 6. 5 points for Cameron Carley, 4 for Bailey Sobzak, and 2 apiece for Elizabeth Schaefer and Jada McNabb. Halftime score, 28-26. Look at the halftime numbers again, brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. Scottsbluff with a 2-point lead at halftime on the West Coast scoreboard.
Being an Allo customer just got even better. 3 times better, in fact. We've tripled our standard internet speed from 100 to 300 megs at no additional cost to you. This isn't one of those limited time offers that will melt away either. 3 times the streaming, 3 times the gaming, 3 times the uploading, all for the same price. Why? Because we love our customers. Allo, no gimmicks, no limits, no kidding, and still no contracts.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Halftime here at Scottsbluff High School this Saturday afternoon. Girls and boys doubleheader action for you on KNEB.TV, radio on KNEB 960 and 100.3 FM. Do you know where you can watch our KNEB.TV sports broadcast? I'll tell you, you need to download the Elite Physical Therapy Sports app, your go-to sports app, latest news and live scores. Plus, watch KNEB.TV and listen to KNEB Sports right there in the app. Download the sports app in the Apple or Google Play Store or go to KNEB.com under the sports tab, where you can also check out the Elite Physical Therapy live score stream scoreboard. We're at halftime right now here at Scottsbluff with the Lady Bearcats leading over Rapid City Stevens by the score of 28-26 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Being an Allo customer just got even better. 3 times better, in fact. We've tripled our standard internet speed from 100 to 300 megs at no additional cost to you. This isn't one of those limited time offers that will melt away either. 3 times the streaming, 3 times the gaming, 3 times the uploading, all for the same price. Why? Because we love our customers. Allo, no gimmicks, no limits, no kidding, and still no contracts.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Boy, what a weekend this would be if Scottsbluff is able to finish off things here in the second half. At home against Rapid City Stevens, they won at Central last night in Rapid City in overtime by the score of 64-59. They got a final possession stop in the fourth quarter, scored the first 7 points of the extra session, allowed just 2 points total for Central yesterday evening there in overtime. And that final again was 64-59. Stevens beat Scottsbluff a year ago up in Rapid by the score of 68-37, and that was a 31-point loss today. Scottsbluff leading at halftime 28-26. Rough game earlier today in the loss column for the Husker men, and head coach Tim Miles, who's going to start to feel a little bit of the heat right now with Nebraska dropping to 3-6 in conference play. A home loss to Ohio State, a team that had entered on a 5-game losing streak in Big Ten action. Natives a little bit restless back east after that loss today. Nebraska falls to 3-6 in conference play in the Big Ten. Busy day of action around the world of college basketball. We'll have action with the Husker women. They play tomorrow on the road. I believe they're at Wisconsin. I don't have that in front of me. Pretty sure it's Nebraska at Wisconsin tomorrow for some Sunday women's action in the Big Ten. Halftime score right now here at Scottsbluff. Lady Cats on top of Rapid City Stevens, 28-26 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Being an Allo customer just got even better. 3 times better, in fact. We've tripled our standard internet speed from 100 to 300 megs at no additional cost to you. This isn't one of those limited time offers that will melt away either. 3 times the streaming, 3 times the gaming, 3 times the uploading, all for the same price. Why? Because we love our customers. Allo, no gimmicks, no limits, no kidding, and still no contracts.
KNDB.TV, Radio 960, 100.3. Chris Cottrell with you this afternoon. For more than 125 years, Wells Fargo Advisors has created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving their clients' personal financial goals. Call Ryan Windhorst at 632-7561. Together, you'll go far. Halftime score here at Scottsbluff. Just a few moments away from the start of third quarter action. It's the Lady Bearcats leading Rapid City Stevens right now 28-26 on the West Coast scoreboard.
We can't warn you that karma is very real. But we can bring you Temperature Tuesdays. Runza makes it all better.
The kids need to run off some energy after school or too cold to play outside? Bring them to Planet Bounce at the Monument Mall. With many bounce houses, a concession stand, and the largest redemption arcade around, Planet Bounce has hours of fun. Call today to schedule your birthday party, or ask Ron about renting a bounce house for your party, office party, or corporate event. Open Wednesday through Sunday, Planet Bounce Family Fun Center at the Monument Mall.
Back for second half action here at Scottsbluff High School. Chris Cottrell with you from our Logos broadcast location. Second level of SHS here at the main gym. Scottsbluff with a 2-point lead, and they start with the basketball on the offensive end. Aubrey Krentz and Yada Garcia each scored 10 points in the first half. Krentz now up to 12 after a mid-range pull-up jump shot to open the scoring here in quarter number 3. 30-26, Kyle Watson. Now she'll move to the middle of the floor against the zone. She wants it high post. They've got multiple defenders near. Grace Martin. They'll move it. Open look. Rising steps in. That'll be a walk called against Kennedy Rising. 7 turnovers unofficially in my book for Stevens in the game. Scottsbluff gets it back. Stevens goes to some full court pressure. Outlet pass to Emma Herman. Bounce pass is intercepted by Stevens. Kyle Watson cut off along the baseline. Beats Grace Martin a couple of steps behind the arc. She launches the 3-ball. Offensive rebound to Rising. Schaefer underneath. And the freshman Sobzak scores it. She's got 6, and Stevens is within 2 at 30-28. Scottsbluff gets it middle. Dunkel feeds Krentz. Wide open 3-ball on the way off the heel of the iron. Ball comes off the rim, grabbed by Schaefer. Schaefer's got her head up. They want to run. Little lob pass ahead to Kyle Watson. No one stops her. She shoots the 3. Rising there with an offensive rebound off the miss. Rising into the paint. Underneath, Sobzak a lefty layup. Sobzak has all 4 points for Stevens here in the quarter. Scottsbluff with Krentz going to the bucket, had her shot blocked. Are we going to get a foul call? I believe we are. Contact on the shot. And that'll be the second foul called on Grace Martin. Aubrey Krentz has all 3 points for Scottsbluff in the quarter. It's 31-30 Lady Bearcats. Krentz got both. Scottsbluff at the line in the first half hit 8 out of 12. An early 2-for-2 start here in the third quarter. 32-30. Kyle Watson in the paint. She's fouled. She'll get 2 at the stripe. Watson had 7 points in the first half. She's committed to the University of South Dakota. Emma Herman takes the seat. She's just picked up her 3rd foul. Brady Lockemer, the freshman, comes on. Watson misses the 2nd. Ball is loose and grabbed by Stevens momentarily and then knocked away out of bounds by Mackenzie Dunkel. It'll stay Rapid City basketball. Scottsbluff leads 32-31. Nearly 2 minutes played here in the quarter. A sweeping layup coming across the paint. Samzak can't score, and then a frustration foul after the miss. Bailey Samzak has 2. Check that, 3 personals here in the ball game. Despite the missed shot, the O-board, the foul, it'll be full court press time for Stevens. They've had some luck, but also Scottsbluff has carved it up at times for easy buckets. Dunkel gives it to Lockemer. Didn't have her feet set, can't knock down the shot. Offensive rebound, Krentz, it won't go. Grace Martin grabs the miss. Into the front court, Grace Martin gives it off to Kaya Watson. They want Samzak in the post. She catches, spins middle, and a jump hook with the right hand. And Bailey Samzak has 6 of the 7 points for Stevens in this 3rd quarter. 33-32 lead right now for Stevens. That shot comes off the side of the backboard, then goes out of bounds. It'll go to Stevens. 5:21 to play in the 3rd quarter. 33-32 lead for the Lady Raiders from Stevens. Kaya Watson across the timeline. Crossover dribble. Holds the ball higher above her head and gives it off to Elizabeth Schaefer. Scottsbluff in a 2-3 zone. Samzak underneath, now Rising. Rising. Little pull-up shot in the paint. O-board goes to Samzak. Had her shot blocked by Mackenzie Dunkel, and Dunkel clears. Gets it to Brady Lockemer. They've got 2 defenders near Lockemer. She gets the basketball to Krentz. Underneath, nice feed. Unable to finish was Mackenzie Dunkel. Second shot opportunity, and Dunkel able to get one near the rim. She's got her 2nd field goal, 4 points in the game. Timeout taken, will break as well. 34-33, Scottsbluff leads on the West Coast scoreboard.
This chair is way too big. It's perfect for us. This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine. Hey, this chair is just right. This bed is way too hard. It's perfect for me. This bed is way too soft. Just what I needed. This bed is just right. So come on over to Leeds Heads.
Regional West is one of 3 Level 2 trauma centers in Nebraska.
We have all the resources here 24 hours a day to address any traumatic injury.
From emergency medical services to advanced medical imaging and surgery to acute care and rehabilitation.
It's comforting to know that if an accident happens here, our families, our friends, our neighbors, and even we ourselves will get expert trauma care and rehabilitation services right here at Regional West.
Stevens basketball on the walk in the paint called against Bailey Samzak. The freshman turns it over. Scottsbluff gets it back with a 1-point lead, 34-33. Krentz in the front court. Just trying to eyeball a look at a 3-point shot. They get it to Dunkel. Dunkel lost her footing, and they're going to get a travel called on Mackenzie Dunkel. Scottsbluff now with 10 turnovers in the game. Coming up on the halfway point of this 3rd quarter, 4:10 to play, as Stevens inbounds the basketball trailing by 1. Kaya Watson. A little loose on that bounce pass, but no issues. They'll skip a pass into the corner to Watson. Underneath, Rising with a left hand up and in for 2. Kennedy Rising has her first 2 points of the game. Bounce pass underneath, grabbed off the block shot by Kaya Watson. And now we're going to get a whistle and a bump going against Yada Garcia, defending on the perimeter near midcourt. 2nd foul on Garcia. 35-34 the lead for Stevens. They'll inbound far sideline. Grace Martin, now Elizabeth Schaefer. Kyle Watson. She's been pretty smart with the basketball in her hands. Whistle and a travel, and that'll wipe out an elbow jumper from the left side from Elizabeth Schaefer. Third turnover of the quarter, 9th of the game committed by Stevens. And a whistle and a timeout taken by Rapid City Stevens. A 30-second variety. We'll keep it right here with 3 minutes and 34 seconds to play in the third quarter. 35-34 the lead for Rapid City Stevens, and it'll be Scottsbluff basketball. Scottsbluff led at halftime, 28-26. Stevens so far in this quarter has 6 points from freshman Bailey Sobczak. Scottsbluff has 4 of their 6 points from Aubrey Krentz. Rising and Watson have also scored for Rapid City Stevens. 3:34 left in the third. Out of the timeout, Scottsbluff will deal with some full court pressure here from Stevens. They get it into the front court on the pass from Yada Garcia. Blow by defensively, whistle and a kick. Kyle Watson got her right foot on the basketball. See if the Scottsbluff boys can bounce back later after a dismal 43-point performance last night at Rapid City Central. Inbounds pass, a nice delivery there from Twombly to Dunkel. Fouled on the shot, Mackenzie Dunkel set to get 2 now at the line. 2 for 2 at the stripe today, coming into the weekend, a 58% foul shooter. Scottsbluff 3 out of 3 in this third quarter. And Mackenzie Dunkel drains a pair. Under 3.5 minutes to play in the third. Stevens with it. They trail by 1. 36-35 Scottsbluff, and a hand check on the perimeter, and a foul goes on Brady Lockemer. That'll be the third foul on Lockemer this afternoon. 3 on Lockemer, 3 on Herman, 2 apiece on Dunkel and Yada Garcia. Avila, the freshman, replaces Lockemer, the freshman. Grace Martin gets the ball to the high post, and a foul goes on Mariah Avila. An overtime road win at Central last night for Scottsbluff, a signature win for this season. Rising on the catch, gives it off to Pettick. Pettick, tough angle shot, leaning out of bounds. Couldn't get it to go off the backboard. Krentz, crossover dribble, now step back on the dribble. And lost her footing and threw it away to Rising. She'll bounce pass it ahead to Kyle Watson, who finishes with a lefty layup. Watson into double figures with 10. Full court press now from Stevens. Scottsbluff able to break it. Good delivery that time, and Twombly finishes off the assist from Mariah Avila. First basket, third and fourth points of the game for Twombly. Scottsbluff goes back in front, 38-37. Grace Martin picks up her dribble, needs some help, gets the basketball to Liz Schaefer. Right back to Martin in the corner. Watson holds the ball high above her head, throws over top of the zone. Now Schaefer and Martin. Right back to Watson out of the corner, 3 on the way. Off the heel of the iron, ball is loose, batted around, out of bounds, last touched by Schaefer. Scottsbluff will have it, and Stevens will set up in the full court press. Kyle Watson will get a breather. Again, she's playing with 2 fouls. No real major issues foul-wise right now outside of Bailey Sobczak, who has 3 for Stevens. 3 apiece, Herman and Lockemer right now for Scottsbluff. Yada Garcia into the paint. Now Avila, bounce pass underneath. They got it to Dunkel for 2 more. Mackenzie Dunkel has 6 in the quarter. Now 8 for the game, and the lead for Scottsbluff at 40-37. They lead by 3. Grace Martin. Delaney Klosterman. Klosterman gets it back from Schaefer. Martin, deflected pass, grabbed by Avila. Fourth turnover of the quarter committed by Stevens. Scottsbluff. The Lady Bearcats trying to ascend throughout this weekend. Underneath, how about another bucket for Mackenzie Dunkel? 3 field goals in the quarter, 2 for 2 at the line. She's got 8 in the quarter alone. Grace Martin, they've double teamed her in the right spot, and Scottsbluff forces a turnover. Rapid City Stevens a little bit rattled right now on the offensive end of the floor. Scottsbluff with a 5-point lead, chance to tack on, 42-37. Yada Garcia, crossover dribble, lost the defender, high arcing mid-range shot. Rolls off the iron, grabbed by Delaney Klosterman. Klosterman poked away near midcourt by Garcia. It'll stay with Stevens. 49 seconds to play in the third quarter. Klosterman patiently into the front court. 2-3 zone, the look defensively. Good job by Stevens to get it middle. That opens up a wide open corner 3. Backside rebound, wouldn't go on the putback for Pettick. But she was fouled. She's set to get a pair at the foul line. That foul goes against Mariah Avila, her second. 2 shots now for Laura Pettick. Too strong off the heel of the iron on the first. Pettick missed both, rebounded by Dunkel for Scottsbluff. We'll see if they look for the final shot of the quarter, 30 seconds to play. 5-point lead. Chance to build even a little bit more momentum heading to the final stanza here this afternoon. At home, trying to knock off Stevens. Came in with a record of 9-3, Scottsbluff 8-7. Garcia on the wing right side. Screen and roll action into the paint. Lefty delivery, tough angle, it falls for Yada Garcia. She's got 12. 12 for Garcia, 14 for Krentz. Final shot of the quarter from Grace Martin falls short, and Scottsbluff will take a 7-point lead into the final 8 minutes of action. It's 44-37, Lady Cats on the West Coast scoreboard.
When was the last time you were at Teacher's Corner? We're now TC and more. Come see what you've been missing. Clothing, jewelry, flags, home decor, toys, American made. Stop in and see what you've been missing. TC and more, downtown Scottsbluff.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Chris Control with you this afternoon, KNB.TV, KNB 960, 100.3 FM. Glad to have you. You can always listen to our archive sports broadcast on our podcast page at KNB.com. Brought to you there by First State Bank of Scottsbluff and Gehring. Big third quarter for Mackenzie Dunkel. She finished with 8 on 2 at the line and 3 made field goals from the floor. Scottsbluff with a 7-point lead here at home against Rapid City Stevens. And Stevens will start with the basketball here in the fourth quarter. 2-3 zone defensive look right now for the Lady Bearcats. And they almost force a turnover. Elizabeth Schaefer has it. Pass up to the top, intercepted by Mariah Avila. Avila, they track her down defensively. Good job to hustle back by Kyle Watson. Scottsbluff will back the basketball out near midcourt. Yada Garcia has 12. Aubrey Krentz has 14. And Mackenzie Dunkel has 10. Avila on the catch. Now Yada Garcia. Screen and roll action with Twombly. Nothing doing there. She'll back out the dribble. Avila will sprint from right to left and catch that pass on the wing. Avila gives it to Krentz. 50 seconds gone by in the fourth quarter. And they're going to get an over and back call. Scottsbluff is saying the ball was touched. Now the officials are talking about it. And they're going to leave the call as it was made. An over and back call. The official talking with Yada Garcia, explaining his call. Got to at least appreciate that much, having a visit with the player, making sure they understood his thought process on the call. Whether it was right or wrong, give the official a little bit credit there. And he went quickly to the other official that wanted to talk about the call, and he explained himself pretty quickly. Top of the key, Pettit. Right side, Schaefer. Let's see if Stevens starts to rush things a little bit. Down by 7 on the road. Delaney Klosterman along the baseline. They get the pass to the cutter that time, and sophomore Kennedy Rising. Foul goes on Aubrey Krentz, her second. Kennedy Rising at the stripe, knocks down free throw number 1. Kennedy Rising with 3 points in the game. Make it 4, she got the second. 2 for 2 trip to the line, and Stevens within 5, 44-39. Garcia goes hands to shoes to tighten up the grip on this hardwood. Dunkel lost it on the dribble. Snatched up off the floor by Yada Garcia. She goes to the bucket, can't score it, but a foul. We'll see if this is a shooting foul. Yep, it is. A 2-shot foul goes against Stevens. That foul whistled against Elizabeth Schaefer, who's been quiet today, just 2 points on the afternoon. Garcia strong, high bounce off the heel of the iron, it falls through. Yada Garcia with 13 points. And with 6:21 to play, Garcia misses the second. Watson grabs the miss. It's a 6-point lead. Watson, open look, a top of the key triple. Too strong. Rebound, good box out, and Dunkel secures the glass. Here comes Krentz. Krentz bounce pass to Twombly. Near the right corner, Kaya Watson gives her plenty of space to operate. Now top of the key, Yada Garcia. Under 6 minutes to play in regulation. Scottsbluff won in overtime last night, 64-59 up at Rapid City Central. Garcia, nothing doing on the cut from Avila. Multiple cutters now, really testing the discipline of this defense from Stevens. Krentz to Garcia. Yada, jab steps, nothing happening. Gets it back to Krentz. Five and a half minutes to play in the game. Scottsbluff stays patient from one side of the floor to the other, and now we're going to get a push from behind. Scottsbluff's Krentz dumped it down low to Dunkel, and a push from behind. And Kennedy Rising picks up the foul, her second. 5:23 to play in the game tonight. Bailey Sobzak, the freshman, checks in. Sobzak, a good-looking freshman. Jada McNabb, another freshman who hasn't seen as much court time today, but she's looked good. Whistle, jump ball, it'll stay with Scottsbluff. .523 to play. Krentz inbounds to Garcia. She shows basketball. Dribbles with a left-hand middle. Shot partially blocked. Good job by Twombly to tip it back out near Yada, and Garcia grabbed the loose ball. High post, back cut, Garcia in traffic, got it for 2. Nice offensive basketball right there, and the play was made by Mackenzie Dunkel, who got the assist. 8-point lead, 47-39. Ball is loose. Prince hits the deck. Jump ball. They're going to give it to, possession arrow gives it to Stevens. 47-39. Biggest lead of the game right now at 8. Scottsbluff led by 7 at the end of 3 quarters. Stevens trying to stay patient against the zone, rising with Avila pestering her. Grace Martin an open 3. Hit the front of the iron, the back of the iron, came out, rebounded by Dunkel. She gives it to Garcia. Yada Garcia dribbling patiently up across the timeline now into the front court. No need to rush. Up by 8, get a good shot. They're running pretty good offense here in this 4th quarter right now. A lot of movement. Entry pass down low. Avila now out high. Garcia, good job to pass up the 3, but we get a whistle, and it was Avila camped in the paint for a 3-second violation. Timeout taken by Rapid City Stevens with 4:07 to play in the ball game. Will break as well. Scottsbluff leads by 8, biggest of the game right now on the West Coast scoreboard.
Have you heard the exciting news? Western Nebraska Regional Airport will be offering flights with United Airlines operated by SkyWest beginning January 30th, 2018. What's even better? You'll get to earn and use your United points. Reservations with United are now available, plus all United miles can be earned and redeemed with all flights. While you're at Western Nebraska Regional Airport, grab a bite to eat at the Flight Deck restaurant, plus Hearst Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. So make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Out of the timeout. Right now we've got 4:07 to play. 4th quarter action here today at Scottsbluff High. Rapid City Stevens will have the basketball. We'll see if Kyle Watson can turn it on offensively. A junior who's committed to University of South Dakota. Been a little bit quiet. 2 points, 3 points in the half. She's got 10 for the game. Dangerously close to a turnover. Now they feed right wing. Watson a 3 on the way. Halfway down, it pops out on her. Rebounded again by Dunkel, who's again playing well today. She had 14 last night. Today hitting both ends of the floor with rebounding defensively, scoring in the paint on the offensive end. Dunkel has 10. Garcia with 15 and 14 for Aubrey Krentz. Nice bat away defensively there by Kyle Watson. Ball goes out of bounds. And Watson gets a steal on the inbounds pass. She attacks the rim, can't score it on one side. Bumped by Garcia. All in all, not the worst of outcomes there for Scottsbluff. 3rd foul on Yada Garcia. We'll see if Kyle Watson can knock down some shots at the line. She's struggled a bit there at times today. Had a few misses already. Finds the bottom of the net on that one. Watson up to 11 points. Make it 12. Lead right now at 6, 47-41. Scottsbluff will look to run some more offense. Twombly on the wing left side. Rising steps out defensively. Man defense right now from Stevens. Yada Garcia into the corner. Krentz on the catch with Watson near her. Kyle Watson trying to move her feet. Create some havoc, and we're going to get a reach-in foul called against Kyle Watson. 16 foul, still not in the bonus yet. Next one will send Scottsbluff to the stripe. Yada Garcia gives it up to Avila. Out of the left corner, the three ball would not go for Aubrey Krentz. And now a whistle and a reach-in foul. And that goes on Mackenzie Dunkel, her third. Garcia, Dunkel, Herman, and Brady Lockham are all with 3. 1-and-1 opportunity for Bailey Sobczak, the freshman. 6 points in the third quarter. She's now up to 10 for the game. Foul shot looked good from Sobczak, able to knock down the first. All 5 points for Stevens here in this fourth quarter have come at the free throw line, yet to get a basket from the floor. Off the mark, rebounded again by Dunkel. Leads at 5, 47-42. Some full court man pressure. Really just kind of some token pressure as Yada Garcia comes right. Crossover dribble, circles her way back to the top. Tough shot, wouldn't go. Offensive rebound, Dunkel. Too strong off the square, rebounded by Watson. Watson will bring it up the floor. Diagonal pass and a lefty layup. They're going to call it an offensive foul. Good job by Yada Garcia to get back defensively after she forced a tough shot and it was a miss. The charge call goes against Rapid City Stevens. They bounce it into the front court. Dunkel now catches out high. Pass deflected, stolen away. They get the ball middle, and finishing with the left is the freshman Sobczak. Sobczak 3 in the quarter. Down to a 3-point lead for Scottsbluff, 47-44. Dunkel, and a late whistle, a foul from behind. This one will go against Kennedy Rising. Third foul on Rising. 1 minute and 52 seconds to play. Here in the fourth quarter, Scottsbluff clings to a 3-point lead. Biggest of the game has been 8. They led by 7 at the end of the third quarter. Dunkel can't convert. And speaking of unable to convert, you had Watson and Sobczak right there. No communication. And Watson knocked it away from Sobczak. It goes out of bounds, and Scottsbluff catches a big-time break. That could be the type of break that can win or lose a basketball game, and in this case, a benefit to Scottsbluff. They double-team Krentz on the perimeter, and now a good timeout taken by Dave Bolish and Scottsbluff. He wants it a full. That's what we'll do as well. 47-44, timeout on the floor. Scottsbluff leads by 3 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Being an Allo customer just got even better. 3 times better, in fact. We've tripled our standard internet speed from 100 to 300 megs at no additional cost to you. This isn't one of those limited time offers that will melt away either. 3 times the streaming, 3 times the gaming, 3 times the uploading, all for the same price. Why? Because we love our customers. Allo, no gimmicks, no limits, no kidding, and still no contracts.
We can't warn you that karma is very real. But we can bring you Temperature Tuesdays. Runza makes it all better.
KNEB.TV, 960 100.3, high school basketball coverage for you this afternoon. About 20 minutes away from 4 o'clock. The Morrill boys pick up another win this afternoon, 56-32 over Sioux County. That's their 11th win. Morrill got their 10th win last night, the first time since 1998. They've had as many as 10 wins in a season. Tough shot, wouldn't go for Garcia. Foul underneath, and that's going to go on Yada, her 4th. Reaching over the back, and An opportunity for Stevens as we walk to the other end of the floor. Stevens trails 47-44. I'm not sure what happened, but I see a player for the Stevens boys team being walked to the locker room, unable to put any pressure on his right foot. That was interesting. Made foul shot for Elizabeth Schaefer. Schaefer's had a rough afternoon with just 3 points in the game. All the Raider boys players with their pullovers on, so I have no clue who it was, but somebody was getting walked back to the locker room. Schaefer able to hit 2 shots at the line. Some full court pressure. Twombly will bring it up across the timeline. We'll see if they run multiple defenders at her. Good job by the freshman Avila to stay patient and give the basketball up. Now Krentz on the wing. 1 point game with 75 seconds to play. Twombly left corner. Twombly finds Yada Garcia. Back cut, they had Avila. Nothing going there. Now Twombly. Twombly, Avila, Krentz, check that Garcia. 2 defenders on Yada. Now Twombly catches wing left side. Back out high near midcourt, Yada Garcia. We're down to 50 seconds to play. Still plenty of time for Stevens to try and come up with a steal, and instead they foul on the perimeter, and Krentz will get a 1-and-1 opportunity. Grace Martin picks up the foul, her third. Krentz, 79% foul shooter at the line on the year. Her and the Lady Bearcats with a 2-point lead here down the stretch, 45 seconds to play. Krentz with her first point of the fourth quarter. She's got 5 in the half, 15 for the game. And she makes it a 3-point lead. Kyle Watson quickly across the timeline. They dribble handoff. They get the basketball to Schaefer. Now Watson open in the corner. Grace Martin looks for the tie, and she got it. A 3-ball for Grace Martin. She's now got 9. Some pressure. Instead, Twombly will bring it across the timeline. Timeout taken by Dave Bolish. We're tied up at 49 apiece here in the waning moments. 26 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. Scottsbluff went overtime last night and won at Rapid City Central. Tracking for a possible second extra session of the weekend here tonight with this home game against Stevens. Stevens came in with a record of 9-3. Scottsbluff got back over 500 last night at 8-7. Despite the record coming into the weekend at 500, now 1 over, Scottsbluff was 7th in Class B power points. Sydney, top area team in power points for Class B, they were 2nd in the state. It'll be Scottsbluff basketball out of the timeout. Grace Martin moments ago canned a right corner 3-ball to even things up on the scoreboard at 49-49. It'll be Avila, Krentz, Dunkel, Twombly, and Yada Garcia, of course. Sobzak, Martin, Schaefer, Watson, and Kennedy Rising. 5 starters on the floor for Stevens. 23 seconds to play. They've got the offense pushed back out on the perimeter. Now Yada goes to work on the dribble. Underneath, Twombly, shot blocked. No, whistle and a foul called on Kennedy Rising. Oh, I think Rising got the clean block. They're going to say the foul came on the body with Grace Martin. Chance for Twombly now at the line. 2 for 2 on the day, 42% coming into the weekend. Missed the first. Scottsbluff has everybody backed off the foul line. So really slim chance at an offensive rebound, and it's a defensive board. Pair of misses for Twombly. Kyle Watson into the front court. A zone look and a timeout taken by Michael Brooks and Rapid City Stevens with 9.4 to play here in regulation. 2 misses for Twombly at the line moments ago. You hear it all the time. Sometimes it's a little tricky when you back off all your teammates from the foul line either side. They moved everybody back to the defensive end of the floor. And even on the second shot, the same setup, which took a possible offensive rebound out of the equation. Ball came off to Watson. She took it herself up the floor into the front court. And head coach Michael Brooks immediately took a timeout, and they draw up what they hope to be a game-winning play here for Stevens. The Lady Raiders and the Lady Bearcats were tied at 49. And again, 9.4 to play. If we would get a foul, it would be a 2-shot opportunity. That would send them into the double bonus. And of course, a shooting foul always results in 2. Avila, Dunkel, Krentz, Twombly, and Garcia, the 5 for Scottsbluff. Martin, Schaefer, Rising, Sobzak, the freshman, and Kaya Watson. Watson, the junior, will inbound. We'll see if they get it right back to her. She wants the basketball, trying to come and get it. She's got it. Kyle Watson, step back jumper, left baseline, too strong. Offensive rebound, shot at the buzzer, it goes! Count it for Grace Martin, and Rapid City Stevens gets out of Dodge today with a 2-point win, a heartbreaker for the Lady Bearcats. Grace Martin scores the final 5 points in regulation, and Rapid City Stevens wins it on the road today, 51-49. Scottsbluff led by 7. After 3 quarters, they score just 5 points in the final 8 minutes. And it's Stevens that rallies with a 14-point quarter, and they win it 51-49. A missed shot from Kyle Watson from the left corner. No box out. Rebound came off long, and Grace Martin grabbed it and got the shot away barely in time before the clock hit triple zeros. A thrilling finish here today that goes the way of the visitors from Rapid City. Tough one for Scottsbluff and the Lady Bearcats to take. The final, a win for Rapid City Stevens, 51-49 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Being an Allo customer just got even better. 3 times better, in fact. We've tripled our standard internet speed from 100 to 300 megs at no additional cost to you. This isn't one of those limited time offers that will melt away either. 3 times the streaming, 3 times the gaming, 3 times the uploading, all for the same price. Why? Because we love our customers. Allo, no gimmicks, no limits, no kidding, and still no contracts.
Think a utility vehicle should do more than take you places? So does Kubota. That's why our all-new Sidekick is built to do it all. Climb more. Tow more. Go more. Cross over to more today. Take your Kubota Sidekick home with no money down and 0% financing for 36 months.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gering.
Moments ago as Rapid City Stevens wins it on a shot at the buzzer, 51-49, our final score in our girls matchup that just finished a few moments back. We'll walk you through it here quickly. You had the game tied at 49-49 with 9.4 seconds to play, and Kiera Twombly at the line to shoot 2. She missed both. Scottsbluff had no one along the foul lane area either side, even on the second free throw attempt. So that took an offensive rebound out of the possible equation for Scottsbluff. Twombly missed both. Ball came off to Kyle Watson, who dribbled it up the floor, and they took a timeout. They inbound out of the timeout. Took a moment to get it to Watson. Eventually they did. Watson ended up with a shot on a step-back jumper. I believe it was a long 2 out of the left corner. Missed off the heel of the iron, and then with no box out, the rebound went offensively to Grace Martin, who knocked down a mid-range shot off the glass to win it as time expired for Rapid City Stevens. Once again, the final score was 51-49. Trying to fire off this social media quick update. We'll get to our Arby's post-game update for you in just a minute. (51-49) the final. Let's get to our post-game look at the numbers, brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. We'll start with Stevens, a 2-point winner, 51-49. They got 13 points from freshman Bailey Sobzak. Kyle Watson, their star player, had 12, so a pretty good job from Scottsbluff to hold her in check. Also reaching double figures was Grace Martin. She had 6 points is all with under a minute to play in the game. She finishes with 11. She tied the game with a 3 at 49-49 out of the corner right side. And then the game-winning buzzer-beating shot as time expired for Grace Martin in her 11-point effort today. 5 points for Cameron Carley off the bench. Kennedy Rising scored 4. Also with 4, Elizabeth Schaefer. And Jada McNabb came off the bench and scored a pair of free throws in the second quarter. A 2-point effort for Jada McNabb. Scoring by quarter, Stevens at 13, 13, 11, and 14. And unofficially, Stevens with 12 turnovers. Very unofficial, rough turnover stat there. Same number for Scottsbluff. We get to their side of the ledger. Scoring by quarter, 15, 13, 6. And then only 5 points is all in the final 8 minutes. 5 players is all that scored for Coach Bolish today. That rotation has really been tightened up last night and tonight, playing only 7 players in today's game. 5 scored. Aubrey Krentz led with 16. Yada Garcia had 15. 10-point effort for Mackenzie Dunkel. She had 8 in the third quarter. Really didn't get a whole lot of post touches in the fourth. 4 points apiece for Kiera Twombly and Brady Lockemer. Tough luck losers this afternoon. I'm sure we'll hear from David Bolish at halftime of the boys' game and get his thoughts on maybe where it all went wrong down the stretch, as they had a 7-point lead after 3, and they can't hang on over the final 8 minutes. The final in this one, the Stevens Lady Raiders win it 51-49 on the West Coast scoreboard. Yeah, you saw it, huh? They were up by 7 heading to the fourth. They only scored 5 points in the fourth quarter. I think Scottsbluff should win. Their best player's out for the year with a knee injury.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees, and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
With Viero's entertainment trifecta package, never miss the big play. Work on becoming the new and improved you, or invite friends to compete in the game. Get the power of free. Get 2 new lines of HD Plus and internet service, and we will give you Sling TV and Air TV.
Loss for the Scottsbluff girls a few minutes ago as they get beat at the buzzer on a shot by Grace Martin. Knocked it in off the square. Final score 51-49. Rapid City Stevens gets the win here on the road today. Time for our Taco John's Player of the Game. Of course, Taco John's of Scottsbluff and Gearing, a proud sponsor. Make Taco John's a game day tradition. Unwrap the original before or after every game. We're going to go with Mackenzie Dunkel as today's Taco John's Player of the Game. She had an 8-point third quarter, finished with 10, one of 3 players in double figures. Third on the team in scoring today. Krentz had 16, Garcia had 15, but that third quarter effort from Dunkel was big. 8 of her 10 coming right out of the locker room in the third quarter in the second half. And that's when Scottsbluff stretched a 2-point halftime lead to a 44-37 lead after 3 quarters of play. Unable, though, to hold on down the stretch. They fall 51-49, but Mackenzie Dunkel able to take home Taco John's Player of the Game honors in our first game of our doubleheader here today. Again, let's quickly run through some of the scoring numbers for Scottsbluff. Krentz had 16, Garcia had 15, and just mentioned Dunkel and her 10. 4 apiece from Twombly and Brady Lockemer, as head coach David Balish has really trimmed the rotation. The amount of players that are on the floor here the last couple of nights has really shrunken down of late. Lockemer and Avila, the only 2 players that got minutes off the bench today. 51-49 the final. 3 in double figures for Rapid City Stevens as well. 13 for their freshman Bailey Sobczak. 12 points today for Kyle Watson, and 11 for Grace Martin. Once again, the final score 51-49. A tough pill to swallow for the Lady Bearcats. Would have been a tremendous exclamation point on a great weekend against the Rapid City Schools. They won in overtime last night, 64-59. They scored the first 7 points against Rapid City Central on the road in OT. Held the Lady Cobblers to just 2 points total in that extra 4-minute session. And the tables turn here this afternoon. It looked like we were tracking for another overtime game for the Lady Bearcats, but just unable to get there as Grace Martin grabbed an offensive rebound off the Kyle Watson miss, and Martin knocked down a mid-range jump shot to send Rapid City Stevens, the Lady Raiders, to the winner's circle by the final of 51-49. Both these boys teams are out on the floor warming up right now. They'll turn the page and get to pregame activities for the Scottsbluff and Stevens boys matchup coming up here in just a couple of moments. But again, Heartbreak City for the Scottsbluff girls. I'm sure head coach David Balish really trying to keep those heads up. You think back to last year, Stevens beat this Lady Bearcat team by 31 points, 68-37, and they had them on the ropes the entire way today. Just could not close it out, led by 7 after 3. And then really the offense just ran dry. They scored just 5 points in the 4th. And really they ran quite a few possessions that had good offensive sets, just unable to finish with buckets or getting to the line and scoring some freebies at the charity stripe. They had 3 made free throws in the quarter, and Yada Garcia scored the only field goal from the field in the 4th quarter. Garrett Twombly missed 2 free throws in the closing moments that would have given Scottsbluff a 1 or 2 point lead if she makes one or both. And that allowed Stevens the chance to rebound, get to the other end of the floor, call the timeout. They got it to Watson, their go-to player. She couldn't score it, but Grace Martin was there, and the junior at 5'11" got the O board and the putback on the mid-range jump shot. Final score 51-49 in the girls' matchup moments ago. We'll get to our boys' pregame activities here in just a moment. When we come back, we'll hear from Scottsbluff head coach Scott Gullion as Scottsbluff trying to rebound from a poor offensive effort last night outside of Connor McCracken. He scored 26 of the team's 43 up at Rapid City Central. We'll hear from Coach Gullion when we come back right after this on KNEB.
The Mixing Bowl in Gearing, serving breakfast and lunch every day using Grandma Ruth's recipes for 5 years. Stop for lunch and try a Cali Turkey BLT or one of our gourmet burgers. Have a homemade cabbage burger or butterball soup on Thursdays. Or try our weekend brunch and have cinnamon roll pancakes or the roasted duck Benedict. Stop by the Mixing Bowl on your way to work and grab a freshly baked muffin, Grebel, or Dana Kuga out of our bakery case and a specialty coffee made just for you. The Mixing Bowl, 1945 10th Street in Gearing, bringing great food and great people together.
No matter what job I've got to do, my John Deere 5E tractor can do it all. Whether I'm cutting, moving feed, or building a fence. Using my 5E means my work gets done faster at a price I can afford, and that works for me.
Visit 21st Century Equipment in Alliance, Torrington, Scottsbluff, and Bridgeport, or visit 21stcenturyequipment.com.
Back late this afternoon here on KNEB.TV and 960 100.3 radio-wise as we're between games. Our high school basketball doubleheader at Scottsbluff High School with Scottsbluff and Rapid City Stevens. Girls game in the books. We get set to turn the page and talk about our boys contest on the way here in just a few minutes. Time to catch up with Scottsbluff boys head coach Scott Goliam. Pre-game visit brought to you by The Zone at Scottsbluff Screen Printing. See Shane Wilson and his staff. They'll get you in the zone for all your upcoming spring sports needs. Coach, obviously last night a big disappointment. I guess first and foremost, what was the difference that you saw from last weekend when kind of things you thought maybe were turning around? Everybody kind of did to last night, which felt like a little bit of a clunker.
I mean, we hit some more shots last weekend, and that always makes stuff look a little bit better. But I think we hit some shots because we were playing so much better together. Probably for 7 of the 8 quarters last week, we were finding open guys. We were playing together. We were getting better looks, and I didn't think we did that last night.
At one point it was 20-8, and on the air I even said Rapid City Central was kind of in a danger zone, even on their home floor, being down 12, and it looked like everything was clicking for you. What kind of was it? Something they did that kind of shut down the offense, or what went wrong on your end on the offensive floor? You think?
I think they picked up their pressure a little bit. And, they knew that they were fighting to stay in the game, and they picked up their effort, and when the effort went up, I think we kind of stopped doing what we were doing. We maybe played a little bit slower or weren't hitting guys when they were open, and then it just stalled our offense out. Didn't think we cut very good, and we didn't mix up our cuts.
Clearly Harold wasn't available last night, and his athleticism and his ability to be able to forget a missed shot one trip down and come down and take a shot and maybe make a shot the next trip down. Some of the things he brings to the table could have been costly last night also, huh?
Yeah, we missed his athleticism. We missed just a little bit more depth and at the guard position, and another guy that can hit a shot. But that's the things we got to fight through, and we got to figure out a way to handle adversity better in that situation and during the games. We just got to find a way.
Obviously, on the bright side of things, Connor's been playing really well, had a great first half at Cheyenne Central, dropped 31 on Abe Lincoln, came out guns blazing against Gehring, and then kind of, didn't really have to carry the team in that game as things moved along, and he was hot again last night, finished with 26 of the team's 43 points, something like that. So if you can get everything else going and keep Connor doing what he's doing, man, he's playing some of the best ball we've seen here in his career.
Yeah, he's playing really well right now. He's playing at a high level. He's being aggressive. He's playing with confidence. But we also have to do a little bit more to get him some better looks and continue to get him looks. And then I think that'll open it up for some of the other guys, and those other guys got to step up and knock in shots.
Yeah, Sam had 15 last Saturday, and I know he got 10 of those late when maybe it was just like, all right, let's get Sam the ball, let's build some confidence, and let's really make an effort to do that. He relies on others to get shots. He can't bring the ball up the floor himself and pass it to himself. So is that a situation where you want to see others look to Sam down in the paint when he's on the floor?
Yeah, we didn't go inside like we had wanted to. We need to get the ball to Sam, and we need to get the ball to Chance, and we need to get different guys on the post, and we got to get the ball inside more, and that just alleviates some pressure from guards and guard play if you can go inside and make everybody collapse, and then you have more open shots.
Obviously, today's a new day. Let's wrap up Rapid City weekend here. You've got Stevens in your own building. What are the differences between the Rapid team you saw last night and Stevens that you're going to see here with a tip-off in a few?
The biggest thing that sticks out is size. Rapid City Central was a lot bigger across the board. They were all about, over 6 foot in their starting lineup outside of one guy. And really, Stevens is under 6 foot outside of 1 or 2 guys in their starting lineup at least. They got good guards. They got a really athletic guard, number 1. he can go pretty well, and they got a big kid that they go inside to, and he's pretty big and strong and aggressive. So I think just overall, I think Stevens probably has better guard play, better shooters overall, and that would be the main difference, I think.
A non-main rival, if you will, here today. Kind of a interesting, odd start time with it being a late afternoon start. It could be one of those days where the team's really going to need to bring their own energy, create some of that stuff early to kind of get the building into it and get themselves feeling good about a good start.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. Bring in some energy yourself. Don't rely on the crowd, because whether you're at home at a weird time or you're on the road. Or even when there's a really good crowd, like you got to bring your own energy. You can't rely on someone else to bring it. And, you got to be an energy giver and not an energy taker. And they're gonna have to come together today and get something done.
And we'll get you out of here on this one, Coach. A quick key to the game brought to you by Team Auto Center, home with a lifetime warranty. You get that with every new vehicle from Team Auto. What's it take to beat this Rapid City Stevens team and make it a 1-and-1 weekend?
We're gonna have to play together. We're gonna have to play team basketball. We're gonna have to move the ball, go inside. Really, just looking for energy and these guys to really play together and get the best shot possible every single time down.
Opening tip coming up here in just a few minutes from Scottsbluff High School. Glad to wrap things up right now with head coach Scott Gully. Coach, thanks a lot for the time. Best of luck here in this one. We'll talk to you after the game.
All right, thanks, Chris.
We'll come back with more right after this on KNEB.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
This chair is way too big. It's perfect for us. This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine. Hey, this chair is just right. This bed is way too hard. It's perfect for me. This bed is way too soft. Just what I needed. This bed is just right. So come on over to Leeds Heads.
+30, and then last night they scored just 43 points for the entire game in an 11-point loss, 54-43 at Rapid City Central. Connor McCracken playing some of the best basketball we've seen of his career so far this year in this home stretch of the season. The senior had 26 of their 43 points. That is not something that can last much longer for this Scottsbluff team to stay competitive and win some of these games against the better teams they play. Rapid City Stevens record-wise right now at 8-5. They're without their leading scorer. He's out. Dawson Paulson with 15 points per game. He's got a knee injury, not even listed on the roster at this point. Scottsbluff's record at 6-9. Isaac Copeland of the Huskers left today's game after a dunk and a knee injury. Tweeted out moments ago his season is over. So a crushing blow for Tim Miles and the Nebraska men's basketball team. We'll come back with a look at lineups and opening tip when we come back right after this on KNEB.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gearing, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today, in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street or in Gearing at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
Look at lineups now, brought to you by Western Nebraska Community College. From diplomas to degrees, it's for me. Learn more at wncc.edu. For Stevens, 5'9 junior Daniel Vigorin. Tyson Elliott, a 5'10 senior. Dylan Puyere, a 6'2 senior. Their leading scorer right now at near 14 a game. Joe Bennett averages right around 6, a 6'3 senior. Mason Steele, 7 points per game, a 6'6 junior. Our WNCC starting lineups for Scottsbluff: Sebastian Harsh, a 6'4 junior. Josiah Diolis, a 6-foot junior. Connor McCracken, 6'4 senior. Connor had 26 last night, averages 17 coming into the weekend. Josiah had 8 on the year for Diolis, a 14-point per game score. Jack Darnell, a 6'1 junior. And Sam Clarkson rounds out our starting lineup for Scottsbluff. Big Sam, a 6'6 junior, averaging 5.5 points and close to 3 rebounds per game. Scottsbluff really needs a bounce-back performance after what was one of their poor efforts of the season last night up at Rapid City Central. They do get back Harold Baez to the lineup tonight. He sat last night out after being ejected late in the game on Saturday of last weekend against Gearing. He got a little dust-up with Gearing's Zach Wilson. Both players were ejected, and Baez missed last night's game. Whistle blows. We're underway with the ball in the air. Our opening tip brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza. Papa Murphy's at 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff, where it's always love at 425 degrees. Handling the ball is Tyson Elliott. Elliott moves it to the right wing to Daniel Vigorin. Underneath, Mason Steele's going to go up. Can't get it to go. Ball's batted around, grabbed by Sebastian Harsh. Harsh clears it on the pass to Diolis, Josiah Diolis. Hesitation dribble now to Darnell. Darnell dribbles near the wing, back to Diolis, to Clarkson, left side wing. Connor McCracken playing some of the best basketball we've seen in his high school career here the last couple of weekends. Underneath, Harsh, a turnaround jump shot off one leg, would not go, and a rebound for Rapid City Stevens with that Carolina blue for the jersey and shorts combo today. Scottsbluff and the home whites. KNEB.TV, also 960 and 100.3. Lefty tray goes for Vigorin. Moved the defender with a pass fake. That cleared him up for an open shot. And now we're going to get an offensive foul called against Connor McCracken on the other end of the floor. The absolute last thing Scottsbluff can afford is foul trouble for McCracken. Had 26 of the 43 points last night. Really no one else did much offensively. Vigorin dribbles right, slips a bounce pass to the middle. Now Bennett down low, stolen away by McCracken. First turnover of the game for either team. Connor going to go right to the rim, counted and a foul. Chance for Scottsbluff to tie this game up with an old-fashioned three-point play. For McCracken, coming into the weekend, an outstanding 85% clip at the stripe. And he's got his first attempt of the afternoon. Minute and a half gone by. On the catch, Elliott. There's a short corner jump shot. That falls for Dylan Puyere. 5-3 lead for Stevens. They're going to be a better shooting basketball team than what we saw with Rapid City Central last night. Central more the athletic type. And McCracken continues where he left off last night. He's got the first 5 points of the game for the Bearcats. Elliott bounces one to the left side. They've got Mason Steele along the baseline. Scottsbluff in the zone defensively. Steele forces one up in traffic. We've got a big boy matchup down low with Steele and Sam Clarkson. Harsh also in the area, but the foul goes to Sam. Early foul. Charge to Clarkson. Another early foul moments ago charged to McCracken as Steele knocks down the front end of 2. Steele comes in averaging 7 points a game. He's a 67% free throw shooter. Misses the second. Rebound comes off long to McCracken. Connor across the timeline himself with the ball. Up top. Harsh. Right side. Darnell. Darnell, lazy pass intercepted, trying to get the basketball to Diolis, attacking the rim and missing that layup. Didn't use the backboard, and that cost Dylan Pouillier. 6-5 lead for the Raiders. Darnell handling on the perimeter, gives it to Sebastian Harsh. McCracken posting up, he wants the basketball. He's got a smaller defender, pinned down on the paint. Now Connor on the perimeter, runs off a screen, gives it to Clarkson. Connor tracks down a loose ball to Darnell. Harsh posting. Instead, Darnell on the dribble. Leaves it, and they're going to get a whistle and a walk called on Jack Darnell. First turnover committed by the Bearcats. Each team with an early cough up. 5:06 to play in the first quarter. And that's Daniel Vigorin coming across the timeline. 6-5 lead for Rapid City Stevens. Vigorin picks up his dribble, needs some help, gets it off to Tyson Elliott. Out high, Joe Bennett. Now cutting. Pouillier thought about the step-back jumper around the foul line. Instead, a pass near the corner right side is intercepted by Connor McCracken. McCracken attacks the rim. We've got a whistle and a foul called on the floor. It'll go against Daniel Vigorin. Dawson Moore comes on for the first time, replacing Jack Darnell. Off the bench this season, Dawson Moore averaging 7 points and 2 rebounds a game. McCracken, tough angle jumper, too strong. Rebound comes off to Joe Bennett. Outlet pass, and Stevens quickly into the front court. Pouillier, he's going to fire away from downtown. Couldn't get it to go. Easy defensive board for Sebastian Harsh. No one else really around it. Outlet pass from Diolis to Dawson Moore. High screen set. And Diolis lost the basketball. Wide open 3. And Harsh takes it, left it short. Pouillier up the floor. Vigorin goes to the rim. Some contact, no whistle. Slips a pass to the corner. Tyson Elliott, a 3-ball. Missed everything. Underneath. Steele can't get it to go. 3 cracks for Rapid City Stevens. Nothing falls. Stevens leads 6-5. McCracken continues his hot start. He's got 3 field goals and he's 1 of 2 at the foul line. Or check down. Those are 3-point plays, 1 for 1. So he's got all 7 for Scottsbluff. High post to Mason Steele. Looks opposite. Elliott. Bennett almost threw it away on the wing left side. Vigorin. Now Elliott to Bennett near the right corner. Teammate wasn't looking for the pass, and a turnover as hitting the deck and coming up with the steal that time, Sam Clarkson. 3 turnovers for Stevens here early. Diolis thinks he's got a mismatch, almost had it poked away from behind. Connor McCracken continues to fill it up. He's got all 9 in the quarter. Scottsbluff leads by 3, 9-6. Elliott now in the corner. Bennett. Pouillier roaming around the high post. Now they've got him and Steele. High post, low post action. They get it to Pouillier. Almost had it taken away. Open look for Elliott. That 3's up. Would not go. Ball comes off. Tipped by Diolis. Grabbed by Clarkson. Here comes Scottsbluff. Diolis feeds the wing. Wide open 3. Wouldn't go. Too strong for Dawson Moore. Offensive board. Unable to knock that mid-range jump shot down. Josiah Diolis. Here comes Pouillier. He attacks the rim. Block shot from Sam Clarkson. Harsh has the basketball. Harsh going to go to the rim, and he's fouled. Sebastian Harsh will get 2 shots now at the line. 2:09 to play in the opening quarter. Scottsbluff leading 9-6. Sebastian Harsh entered the weekend at just 46% on the year at the line. That one rims out on him. We'll see some substitutions now with Chance Parker and Harold Baez coming on. A timeout taken by Stevens. It'll be a full timeout with 2:09 to play in the first quarter. Scottsbluff currently up by 3 on the West Coast scoreboard. Back with you on KNEB.TV and KNEB 960, 100.3 FM. Chris Cottrell at my Logos broadcast location, second level here at Scottsbluff High. Stop into Logos and the guys will custom design it, print it, and have it ready for the game. No job too big or small for Logos downtown Gearing. First point of the game from someone other than Connor McCracken comes on that second free throw from Sebastian Harsh. McCracken has 9, Harsh the single tally, and Scottsbluff leads 10-6. 2-3 zone to look right now defensively. They throw over the top, and Vigorin has it. Out of the corner, a three's on the way. Wouldn't drop for Blake Weaver off the bench, a 5'10 junior. Scottsbluff with the basketball. Baez missed last night's game after being ejected late last Saturday against Gearing. Baez feeds the perimeter. They'll dump it down low. Diolis likes the matchup, had his shot blocked, but a foul going to go against Mason Steele. Nope. They'll get Weaver on the body before Steele showed up for the block. Two-shot opportunity for Diolis, who was held in check last night with just 8 points up at Central. Able to knock down the first of 2. Cats are 2 for 2 early at the foul line. Scottsbluff trying to salvage a 1-1 weekend after the loss last night. Vigorin on the wing. Top of the key with the basketball. Colton Hartford's on. High post. They go middle. That's where you want to get it against the zone. And then find open shooters on the perimeter if you can't find the high-low pass. Mason Steele down low. Bodying up against Chance Parker. Scores it with a lefty jump hook. And Parker with the personal and the chance for Steele at the line. Steele 1 for 2 early on at the foul line. 64 seconds to play. Harsh out. McCracken back onto the floor for the Cats. Steele missed this opportunity for a three-point play. No offensive or no box out. An offensive rebound for Stevens. Outside, 3-ball on the way for Vigorin. That rattles in. Vigorin has 2 makes, both from long range. And Scottsbluff lead now at 1, 12-11. Across the timeline with it is Diolis. Side screen and roll. He gives it back to Dawson Moore, who drills a triple. Dawson Moore has his first 3 points of the game. Back to a 4-point lead, 15-11, under 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Steele got it to Pouyer, who goes up with a right hand and gets it to go. 15 seconds to play in the opening stanza here at Scottsbluff High. Cats need a win. They are 6-9, coming off a tough loss last night when they didn't play very good basketball at Rapid City Central. Nice bounce pass down low from Deolis to Chance Parker. Can't convert it, but he was fouled. 2 shots coming for Chance Parker. The foul goes on Pouyer, his second. And Parker misses the first of 2 free throws on the year. Chance Parker, coming into the weekend, was 81% at the stripe.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
The Mixing Bowl and Gearing, serving breakfast and lunch every day using Grandma Ruth's recipes for 5 years. Stop for lunch and try a Cali Turkey BLT or one of our gourmet burgers. Have a homemade cabbage burger or butterball soup on Thursdays. Or try our weekend brunch and have cinnamon roll pancakes or the roasted duck Benedict. Stop by the Mixing Bowl on your way to work and grab a freshly baked muffin, Grebel, or Dana Kuga out of our bakery case and a specialty coffee made just for you. The Mixing Bowl, 1945 10th Street in Gearing, bringing great food and great people together.
8 minutes on the clock. We get set for the start of the second quarter. You can relive any of our archived high school sports broadcasts anytime on our podcast page at KNUB.com, brought to you by First State Bank of Scottsbluff and Gearing. Cats basketball, they have a 3-point lead as we start second quarter action here at Scottsbluff High. Connor McCracken has 9 of the team's 16 here in the first half. Dawson Moore can't get a runner to go off the square. Rebounded by Weaver. They skip a pass to Elliott. Now in the corner, a 3-point field goal wouldn't go. Ball comes off long, eventually rebounded by Deolis. A missed shot from Hartford. Attacking the rim, Deolis got deep, got it high off the backboard. It falls home, and Josiah has his first field goal. He's up to 4 points. Hartford in the corner. Scottsbluff playing a 2-3 zone. Vigorin, Elliott. They'll hang around the perimeter. Now they'll reshuffle the deck just a little bit, move some guys around. They'll overload the left side of the floor. Hartford going to take another crack at it from downtown, and this time Colton Hartford gets it to go. The third 3-point field goal of the half for Stevens. They're back within 2, 18-16. Deolis, he's got a smaller defender on it. Dribble handoff on the wing right side. McCracken gives it to Baez. Harold, right side, Dawson Moore on the catch. Now Deolis. Deolis, cut off, finds a wide open Baez. 3, out of the corner it goes for Harold Baez. Hartford the cutter, outside Vigorin, looking for his third 3. Wouldn't go, rebounded by Chance Parker. Parker outlet pass to McCracken. Lead pass up ahead. Moore attacks a fast break conversion for Scottsbluff as Dawson Moore now has 5. Vigorin answers back on the little lefty floater in the paint that time. Vigorin leads Stevens with 8. It's a 5-point lead, 23-18. And Deolis has his pocket pick. That's going to lead to an easy bucket. And Vigorin has 4 quick ones, and now he's in double figures with 10. No recovery defensively after the turnover either. Dribble handoff, deep 3 on the way for McCracken, left it short. Vigorin grabs the rebound. Vigorin goes to the rim, some contact, block shot from Deolis. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay This end of the floor, we've got a substitution coming in for Scottsbluff with Sam Clarkson. Parker sits. Vigorin takes a seat for Stevens as Joe Bennett comes onto the floor. 5:28 to play. Elliott out of the corner. That three, so every bit of the iron comes off. Rebounded by Diolis. 5 minutes, about 5:15 to play in the half. Clarkson down low. Can't score the jump hook with a right hand. 3-point lead for Scottsbluff. Picking up the dribble. Now Elliott behind the arc. Up top, Colton Hartford. Back to Elliott. They've got Anthony Pruitt into the game, operating at the high post area right now. Now Pruitt slides along the baseline. Dribble handoff. Hartford a three. Missed badly. Ball comes off, grabbed by McCracken. McCracken behind his back, hesitates, now into the front court. Connor, and a blocking foul on Colton Hartford. First foul on Colton Hartford. 4:42 to play in the half. Harsh and Darnell back in as Dawson Moore and Diolis will sit for Scottsbluff. Scottsbluff will inbound with McCracken feeding Harsh. Nice set play, ball loose underneath, a turnover. The play was there. They just couldn't hang on with Jack Darnell fumbling it away, and Colton Hartford gets the fast break bucket the other way for Stevens, and what could have been a 5-point lead, now all of a sudden a 1-point lead. McCracken to Baez. Baez puts it on the floor, attacks the rim. And a little floater with a right hand falls through for Harold Baez. He has 5 points off the bench, and now Anthony Pruitt steps across the end line. That'll be a turnover as he was trying to inbound the basketball. Scottsbluff has 11 points off the bench and 9 points from Connor McCracken. They lob it in. That ball's going to be tracked down. Harsh able to secure the basketball. Open look. Baez off the iron. Rebounded by Mason Steele. Knocked away. Picked up by Blake Weaver. Hartford picks up his dribble. Throws over top of the zone. Now Vigorin. Ball loose. Steele kicks it to Weaver. Slips it past middle. Hartford middle of the paint. About an 8-foot jump shot goes for Hartford, who has 7 points in the quarter. Baez shows no conscience. That's a good thing because that one goes. Harold Baez with 8 in the quarter. He's got 8 of the Cats' 12 in the first quarter, or in this second quarter. Nice ball movement underneath. They get it to Steele. Late whistle, foul against McCracken. That'll be his second. I'll be honest, it's a pet peeve. Had that shot gone in, the whistle wouldn't have been blown. The shot was missed, so then the whistle comes. And now we get free throws. It's one or the other. It's a foul or it's not a foul. And Steele can't knock down the first of two. Mason Steele on the season, a 67% free throw shooter. Missed both. Baez up high for a rebound. 4-point lead for Scottsbluff. 3.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Diolis feeds Darnell. Darnell going to put it on the deck. Got in the paint. Knocked down a little short range jumper. Jack Darnell. I love it if he can give him a little bit of offense. Lead to 6 at 30-24. Steele outside. Vigorin sets up and lines up a tray. Knocks it in. He's got 7 in the quarter, 13 for the game, already 6 points over his season average. That was a big shot, brings Stevens to within 3. Clarkson on the wing out high. Now Darnell. Stayed patient on the dribble. Diolis along the baseline. Jumps the pass out to Harsh. Now Darnell, they back off, give him an extra couple of steps. Darnell, Clarkson. Lobs it underneath, wasn't touched by Stevens. Ball goes out of bounds. unofficially, by my count, just the third turnover of the game committed by the Bearcats. Stevens down by 3. They have the basketball. Had a whistle. Far side official had to pick something up off the floor. Stevens basketball, Vigorin picks up the dribble. Pouyer pops out to help out. Now Mason Steele. Lefty, awkward looking mid-range jumper good. Mason Steele kind of cocks that elbow a little bit. And the lefty knocks it down. Dawson Moore on the catch. Now a 1-point lead for Scottsbluff, 30-29. We come up on 2 minutes to play in the first half. Violas trying to work his way to the paint, finds Darnell. Darnell's going to attack the rim. Got deep, missed the shot. Rebound grabbed by Stevens. Here they come looking to run just a little bit. Vigorin has 13 first half points. Shakes the defender, and Pouyer on the perimeter. Diolas, good man defense. Pouyer, Colton Hartford. Got his man in the air, spins it off the square. Dangerously close to a three-point play opportunity for Stevens. Instead, 2 shots coming for Colton Hartford. 80% at the line on the year. We're down to 1 minute and 28 seconds to play here in the first half. Scottsbluff clings to a 1-point lead. Hartford too strong on the first. Baez and Chance Parker come on. Baez has been huge here in the second quarter. He's got 8 points after missing last night's game on the road at Central in Rapid City. Blake Weaver also checks in for Stevens as Pouyer takes a seat. Chance to tie the ball game up if you're Hartford. He does that. Colton Hartford off the bench has 8 points in the quarter himself. A little bench battle between Baez and Hartford here in the second quarter. Violas behind his back, pull-up jumper at the foul line. Off the mark, rebounded by Steele. Fires a bullet pass about 8 feet away to Vigorin. Vigorin to the rim. He had it partially blocked on the way up. Stevens, and they're going to count the bucket. They count the basket, and a 3-point play opportunity now for Diolas. Foul goes on Joe Bennett, his second. And we'll see if Josiah can convert the 3-point play the old-fashioned way here at the line. Scottsbluff back in front, 32-30. Make it a 3-point lead for the Cats. Violas 3 for 3 at the foul line in the ball game. Weaver to Vigorin, outside Hartford. They move it to Bennett, left side. Vigorin attacks, block shot. Parker called for the foul. Second foul on Chance Parker, the 6'6" junior. That's the 16th foul called against Scottsbluff here in the half. Vigorin off the mark, a 71% foul shooter. Gets 1 of 2. Under 50 seconds to play. Baez on the catch near the right corner. Got 8 points all here in this second quarter. Back to Harold. Comes off a screen from Harsh. Harold puts it on the deck, gets into the paint, can't score. Offensive rebound grab by Harsh, and a foul called against Blake Weaver. Reaching in from behind, trying to tie up and get a jump ball whistle. Working against Sebastian Harsh. Harsh was set to take a visit to South Dakota State this weekend for football, but basketball had 2 games. Time-wise, it wasn't going to work out, and he's unable to knock down the first. Won't see a second as the ball goes out of bounds. He'll get back up to Brookings. Told me yesterday probably sometime over the summer months to take that visit to SDSU. He'll be a senior next year here at SHS. 20 seconds to play, 2-point lead for Scottsbluff, and it looks like Stevens wants to take the final shot of the first half. They back the offense up on the perimeter. 7 seconds to play. Vigorin, high post steal, looks opposite. They're going to get an open look from Bennett. Would not go, buzzer sounds. Scottsbluff will take a 2-point lead to the locker room at halftime. At the break, Scottsbluff on top, 33-31 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Across the state, every eye and ear is focused on one stadium where the sea of red is man-made. A place where every Saturday is a stage for our team, for our resolve, and for our values.
It's toughness, it's dedication, it's work ethic. That's what Nebraska is.
This is Husker Nation.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Halftime of our boys game, the back end of a TV and radio combo doubleheader today. KNB.TV, radio KNB AM 960 and 100.3 FM. And of course, we're always streaming online at KNB.com. Right now, halftime of our boys matchup, it's Scottsbluff with a tight 2-point lead, 33-31 here on their home floor against Rapid City Stevens. Scottsbluff led this game 16-13 at the end of the first quarter. Stevens outscored the Cats 18-17 over the second 8 minutes. And right now we've got a nip and tuck affair, 33-31 here at the halftime break with Scottsbluff on top of Rapid City Stevens by 2 points. We'll recap our girls game earlier, and it was a heartbreaker for Scottsbluff. We'll come back and talk about that one right after this. Scottsbluff up by 2 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Byers Realty would like to remind everyone that school is back in session, so make sure and watch for little ones in crosswalks. Be mindful of school speed zones, and take a second to double check for pedestrians and bicyclists. We want all of our young students to have a wonderful and safe year. Visit callbyersrealty.com or stop by the office on Avenue B, next to Bumper to Bumper. The Panhandle's best, Byers Realty. Community strong, community proud. We have what you're looking for.
Being an Allo customer just got even better. 3 times better, in fact. We've tripled our standard internet speed from 100 to 300 megs at no additional cost to you. This isn't one of those limited time offers that will melt away either. 3 times the streaming, 3 times the gaming, 3 times the uploading, all for the same price. Why? Because we love our customers. Allo, no gimmicks, no limits, no kidding, and still no contracts.
20 minutes away from 5 o'clock here on a Saturday evening. Scottsbluff boys varsity team at halftime with a 2-point lead, 33-31, as they host Rapid City Stevens. The Raiders with about a 3 and an hour and 15-minute drive down here today. I know because I made it yesterday up that direction. Had a little bit of tricky business getting out of Rapid City last night. Snow started to hit right as we pulled into town and had about 50 miles of dicey roads leaving Rapid City last night. Got down to Hot Springs and things cleared up pretty good and a pretty smooth ride in after that. Got home about 1 early this morning. Back at it for afternoon doubleheader action here today at Scottsbluff High School, and Well, our first ball game was really, really good. Problem was it went to the visiting team as Stevens got a buzzer-beating bucket, a mid-range jump shot to win it 51-49. Scottsbluff led by 7 at the end of 3 quarters, 44-37. Got outscored in the fourth, 14-5. That's right, just 5 points in the fourth quarter for Scottsbluff this afternoon. 51-49, the final. And here was the setup. Scottsbluff got fouled. Kiera Twombly went to the line with under 20 seconds to play. She missed 2 free throws. Kaya Watson grabbed a rebound for Stevens, took it across the timeline, and called timeout. Her head coach, Michael Brooks, called timeout. They set up a play. Watson, a University of South Dakota commit, then got the inbounds pass. Eventually, after a few seconds and dribbles, wound up taking a step-back, long 2-point jump shot from the left corner. Came off the iron, would not go, but no box out. And Grace Martin was there to grab an offensive rebound and hit a mid-range jumper as the horn sounded and time expired on the game clock, and Scottsbluff unable to capitalize on a big win last night at Rapid City Central, and they give up the buzzer beater and they lose it 51-49 in our first game here today. We'll come back after a quick timeout and get to our Arby's halftime update. At the break, it's 33-31, Scottsbluff with a 2-point lead on the West Coast scoreboard.
When was the last time you were at Teacher's Corner? We're now TC and more. Come see what you've been missing. Clothing, jewelry, flags, home decor, toys, American made. Stop in and see what you've been missing. TC and more, downtown Scottsbluff.
There's a place where folks still play with fire. The common ground between backyard barbecue heroes and professional chefs. This is where friendships are forged, fire and flavor come together, and new techniques are perfected. Here in Big Green Egg Country, cooking is still treated as an art form. And since the most versatile grill you'll ever own comes with a lifetime warranty, you'll always have the ultimate cooking experience.
Visit the Experts at Paul Reed Construction, your authorized Big Green Egg dealer.
Back here at halftime, time to catch up with Scottsbluff girls basketball coach David Balish after the Lady Bearcats fell in a heartbreaker. His words moments ago before we came back from the commercial break. The final score was 51-49. Coach, obviously great effort last night. Really, effort-wise, same today as you got last night. Just a win-loss result a little bit different. 14-5. You had really consistent offensive numbers, but then just the 5 points in the fourth quarter. What led to the downturn offensively, you think?
You know, I think we got a little bit east-west in the fourth quarter instead of going north-south, which we were trying to protect the ball and take care of it. We wanted solid possessions, strong possessions. That's something we're going to work on is defining the difference between a solid possession and not being aggressive at all. So, you know, I think we just got a little bit east-west. Need to stay north-south and then just make really good decisions from there. You know, I thought what they were trying to do was the right thing. It's what we encouraged them to do, was protect the ball, value the ball, make smart choices. Just didn't really get a shot to fall there. You know, I've just been talking with people. That's a state champ volleyball team walking around out there. You know, they've won like 30-some volleyball games. You have Kyle Watson, Jr., already signed, D1. And it's not like, hey, we'll take you. It's, hey, we want you. So, I mean, some special types of players and athletes out there. And I thought we played well enough to win. 68 fantastic minutes. I think those are our 4 best quarters of the year. I think that's our best weekend of the year. I think those are our 2 best games of the year. I think those are our 2 hardest seconds of the year.
I'll be honest, you were talking about the possessions, and I know you didn't get many points. I said during the broadcast, I thought you were running really good offense, trying to, you know, not rush things, and there was a lot of movement. You had a lot of cutters. I thought it looked pretty good. You just only one more bucket, you get a win.
I agree. I mean, I was really happy with what we were doing. I was pleased with how we were taking care of it. You know, it just ball bounces funny ways. You know, I mean, 1/2 second too early, 1/2 second too late for them. You know, I mean, and it changes it. And, you know, I mean, kind of not a funny bounce. It's just a tough learning lesson. You know, I mean, we told the girls in that timeout, 12 seconds left, they're going to get it to Kaya as fast as they can. I think Yada did a great job denying her the ball and made that difficult. We told them they were going to shoot it with 5 or 4 seconds left because that gives them time to track it down and get another one up. They shot it right at 4, just a long bounce. Kid banked one in. It's a tough lesson to learn. But, I really stress to the kids that we played 68 great minutes of basketball, and you need to learn the lesson you need to learn from those 2 seconds, and then you need to move on and be better because the rest of our schedule, the toughest part of our schedule is over.
Yeah.
Even if, going into state, we're going to play teams our size. Rapid City Stevens has got 2,000, 2,500 kids walking around in their school. They're AA number 3 shot clock. That's big time down there. So, we get to play teams in our league. We get to play teams in our class. And I'm really excited about where we're heading.
Coach, I know it was a tough one to take, and I'm sure you had the right message for the team afterwards. And all things considered, like you said, best weekend of the year and plenty to build off of. There's no doubt about that. Thanks for stopping up, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks a lot.
We'll come back with the second half of our boys game right after this on KNEB. Thanks, Dave.
My big secret for designing a quality kitchen on a budget is J&K Cabinetry. They have all the great standard features that my clients love. Solid wood doors and frames, soft close doors and drawers, dovetail joinery. The quality is amazing. J&K Cabinetry has 17 beautiful locations, sells directly to designers, contractors, and dealers, and provides plenty of options for a semi-custom look. But the most important thing is having a satisfied client and just seeing how much they love their kitchen. J&K Cabinetry, a new kitchen around you.
ZM Lumber in Scottsbluff, your local headquarters for J&K Cabinetry.
Exceptional care, right here at home. That's the mission of Morrill County Community Hospital. Morrill County Community Hospital is a 20-bed critical access hospital that owns and operates clinics throughout Bridgeport, including specialty outreach clinics and Morrill County Home Health Clinic.
Of the second half, a 3-ball reigns in for Daniel Vigorin. He came in averaging 7 points on the season, and he's up to 17 points in the basketball game. Off a missed shot from Josiah Diolas, the foul goes against Jack Darnell. A 2-point lead moments ago here at halftime. An early 3-ball for Stevens. They lead at 34-31. This is a crucial 2 quarters for the Scottsbluff boys. Rebuilt some of the confidence they picked up from last weekend. Good offensive possession as Puyer steps to the foul line, receives the pass, and knocks in the mid-range jump shot. Stevens off to a 2-for-2 shooting start here in quarter number 3. Connor McCracken, there's a loose ball. McCracken picks up the change, and he leans into a 3. That's off the front of the iron. Rebound grab by Joe Bennett. Puyer into the front court, right side wing. Vigorin whips it underneath. Boy, he had open players, about 3 different guys at different spots. He chose Steele, who was the only one not really ready to receive the pass. That turns into a turnover for Stevens. I've got them now with 5. Leaning in, no whistle, and Diolas scores on the dribble drive. Josiah's got 9 points. He's now equaled Connor McCracken for team high. 36-35. Rapid City Stevens leads by 1. Vigorin once again continuing to have what I'm assuming is a season best ball game. Again, came in averaging 7. He's got 19. They lob it Diolas, dump it down low. Trying to get the basketball to Clarkson. He goes to work and can't score. Sam probably got away with a reach-in foul off the miss. Up the floor comes Stevens with Puyer in traffic, knocked away, out of bounds. They'll stay. It'll go over to the Bearcats. A turnover committed by Rapid City Stevens. 5:54 to play in the third quarter. Lead right now at 3, 38-35. Darnell handles across the timeline. Harsh on the wing right side. Puyer backs off defensively. Now Diolas with Elliott defending. Josiah Diolas, now Connor McCracken. Had 9 points in the opening quarter, did not score in the second. Now they catch him on a cut. Tough shot, wouldn't go. And a push-off foul And that whistle blew after it was clear that Sam was going to come up with the offensive rebound. He's frustrated. That's the third foul on Clarkson. Lead sticks at 3 for Stevens, the Raiders, and their head coach, Chris Stebner. Vigorin. Scottsbluff 2-3 zone look here on this end of the floor. Steele, and he stepped along the baseline. Another turnover, already 3. So it's been feast or famine for Rapid City Stevens here early in the half. They've either scored or turned it over on the offensive end. Really nothing in between. In the corner, now they dump it down low to Chance Parker. He faces up and knocks in a little short corner J right baseline. Parker with his second and third points of the game. Elliott to Pouillier. Back to Tyson Elliott, right side. Vigorin out of the corner. Joe Bennett 3. Ball comes off, rebounded by Connor McCracken. McCracken head up on the push. Nothing there. He circles the basketball back out, attacks the rim, and got it to go over Mason Steele. Connor now with 11 points, and Scottsbluff goes back in front, 39-38. Elliott, Vigorin. Tyson Elliott, he's going to launch. That's off the mark. No box out, and an offensive rebound goes to Stevens. They throw it away against Steele, not ready to receive a pass at the right elbow. He's a little off the mark also. Hand check foul goes against Elliott, defending against Diolis. It's tough to keep in front of you as a defender. Weaver and Hartford check in as both Bennett and Elliott will take a seat. Baez comes on as Darnell grabs a little bit of the bench right now for Scottsbluff. 39-38. Cats with the ball up by 1. Harsh, and that pass intercepted. Vigorin breaks down the defender. Hartford back to Vigorin. High post, Weaver. Outside, Pouillier. Pump fake, got the defender in the air. Nothing doing. They got Steele. Steele, and they're going to get a jump ball, and that'll be a turnover. Possession arrow gives it to Scottsbluff. Anthony Pruitt will check in for Mason Steele. It's been a rough third quarter for Mason Steele. Timeout on the floor, a full timeout. 3:39 to play in this third quarter. We'll step away as well. 39-38, Scottsbluff leads by 1 on the West Coast scoreboard.
With the new year comes resolutions. Complete your resolution to replace your windows by calling Renewal by Andersen. And right now is your last chance to buy 2019 windows at 2018 prices. Plus, pay nothing until 2020. That's right. You will get 20% off every window and door, plus no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. And free window diagnosis, free in-home estimate, and free removal and disposal of your old windows. Hurry. This offer ends February 15th. Call 472-2199 to take advantage of this offer before the 2018 prices are gone.
You never know when you'll need an extra French dip in Swiss. It could get lost in the car or eaten by a confused stranger. Stuff happens to sandwiches. That's why Arby's made you 2 French dip and Swiss sandwiches for just $6. For only $6, you'll always have a spare French dip and Swiss until you eat it. You'll never have to be afraid. Arby's, we have the meats.
Back on KNB.TV at 960 100.3, 3:39 to play in the third quarter. Scottsbluff has the basketball and a 1-point lead on Rapid City Stevens, 39-38. It's Harold Baez handling into the front court. They'll move Diolis off the ball, run him off a screen. He'll catch against a smaller defender in the low post area. And a hold goes against Blake Weaver. That'll be the third foul of the game on Weaver. Saw a matchup they like, isolated Diolis down low, and they get the foul call, and Scottsbluff will inbound along their own baseline. Sort of feels like a must-have here today for Scottsbluff, trying to bounce back off just a 43-point offensive showing last night. Baez walked with it on the catch. Harold had an explosive second quarter when he scored 8 points off the bench. 3:19 to play in the third. 1-point game. Stevens trails, and they have the basketball, looking to go back in front. Daniel Vigorin has 19 points, came in averaging 7. Bennett, now Vigorin, defended out on the perimeter by Diolis. They dump it down low to Pruitt. Now Vigorin on the catch. Top of the key, Pouillier. Out of the corner, a 3 on the way. Vigorin left it short. Ball is touched last, I believe, by Chance Parker. It'll stay with Stevens. 2 minutes and 52 seconds to play in this third quarter. Dawson Moore checks in, hoping for some instant offense from the 6'1 sophomore gunner. Dawson has 5 points, 35% three-point shooter. He's been a little off the mark the last couple of weekends. And now we've got a score table situation. Apparently Rapid City Stevens is pleased with what they were told. Pouillier lines up and knocks down another 3. Nobody near him. That was a clean look at the rim, and Pouillier, boy, good lift on that jump shot, and he buried it. Transfer this year from Douglas, South Dakota. Now dribble penetration. Diolis, hand in his face, partially blocked. Shot goes, well, they're going to say, boy, so the ball wasn't touched. I wonder if the ball slipped out of Diolis' hand a little bit, because he missed that one badly. My initial thought was that had to have been deflected on the way. Pouillier, another open look. 3 ball off the mark. Up high for the rebound, Baez. Scottsbluff pushing with Baez in the corner. 3, McCracken wouldn't go. Rebound grab by Pruitt. Bennett slows down the tempo as he comes across the timeline. Bennett gets it to Pouillier. Dylan Pouillier slices and dices his way down the middle of the free throw lane area and lays it in with a right hand. Dylan Pouillier has 7 in the quarter, and it's a 4-point lead now for Rapid City Stevens. McCracken on the take, forced it in traffic. Pruitt the defensive rebound. Almost a turnover there by Stevens. Hartford on the catch, cut off baseline. Pruitt outside, Vigorin into the paint, left it for Pruitt, layup. Help defense came, and we'll see if we get a timeout right now from Scottsbluff. They are reeling just a little bit as Pruitt laid it up and in for his first field goal. Scottsbluff will bypass the timeout. They're going to play through it. They trail by 6. Diolis finds Dawson Moore. Moore underneath, got it to Parker. Parker battling. Open 3, it's on the way. And Baez can't. The gym is absolutely quiet right now. Good ball movement. Bennett a 3 out of the corner. Left that one short. Rebound comes off long to Diolis. Numbers are there. Whistle. And they're going to get a blocking foul called against Dylan Pouillier. We'll see if that gets Pouillier off the floor. He's got 3 personals. He's had a nice offensive third quarter. Looks like he's going to stay for now, or maybe he's coming off. They've got 2 subs at the scorer's table. Diolis rattles in the first at the line. Josiah's hit double figures now with 10. 45-40. Scottsbluff led by 2 at halftime. They trail 45-40 now with 49.6 seconds to play in this third quarter. Couple of makes at the stripe there for Diolis. Big free throws. He's got 11. Quentin Scott on for the first time in the game. He's the 9th player to step on the floor for Coach Golian in this one. Early on a Friday evening, KNB.TV, 960, 100.3. Chris Cottrell with you, almost turning it over. Bennett, back to Vigorin. They've almost thrown it away twice on this possession. Stevens trying to stay patient, looking for the final shot of the third quarter. They dump it down low to Steele. Steele, and he's got 2 shots coming. A foul goes against Chance Parker. Third foul on Parker. And Mason Steele at the foul line. Again, 67% shooter on the season. Dribbles with the right hand and then shoots it with the left at the stripe. McCracken, Moore, Diolis on, Harsh, Darnell, and Scott check out. Offense for defensive substitutions. 21.9 to play in this third. And Mason Steele gets 1 of 2. Up high for the rebound defensively for Scottsbluff. Diolis, he looks to push. Diolis underneath, wide open Parker. Finds a cutter, ball loose. There's a turnover, and now an opportunity for Rapid City Stevens, and they go full board to the rim with Daniel Vigorin. 6.2 to play, and now it'll be Vigorin at the foul line to shoot 2. Scottsbluff still going to get another opportunity on the offensive end, you would think here. Been a quiet gym this afternoon and this evening. Thriller in the girls' game earlier, won by Stevens at the buzzer as Vigorin knocks in the first of 2. Now if Vigorin is able to knock this second one down, they're going to get a substitute on the floor for him. Vigorin, 71% foul shooter, converts both. 6.2 to play. Boy, a bucket here would maybe bring the crowd to their feet and inject some life into this Scottsbluff basketball team. Attacking the rim, and it goes at the buzzer. Counted for Diolis. He goes coast to coast on the dribble drive. Josiah Diolis with 6 points in the quarter. He's got 13 for the ball game. We'll head to the fourth with Stevens leading Scottsbluff by 5 on the West Coast scoreboard.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gearing, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today, in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street or in Gearing at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
When was the last time you were at Teacher's Corner? We're now TC and More. Come see what you've been missing. Clothing, jewelry, flags, home decor, toys, American made. Stop in and see what you've been missing. TC and More, downtown Scottsbluff.
All right, key 8-minute stretch coming up for the Scottsbluff boys. They had a 2-point lead at halftime here at home against Rapid City Stevens. Stevens outscores them 17-10 in the third quarter. Scottsbluff buoyed by a late bucket from Josiah Diolis. So they trail by 5, 48-43 as we get this final quarter started here early on a Saturday night at SHS. Stevens has the basketball. Inbounding it is Colton Hartford. He had an 8-point second quarter. Pouillier loses the defender. Wild pass, almost intercepted. Instead it winds up in Hartford's hands, and we're going to get a whistle. And I think they got Sam Clarkson clearing out against Mason Steele underneath the bucket. 4th foul on Clarkson, and Stevens will inbound underneath their own rim. Along the baseline, they lob it to Steele. Handoff goes to Pouillier. Pull-up jumper, and Dylan Pouillier knocks it down. He had 4 points at halftime, 9 in the second half. He's up to 13, and the lead jumps back up to 7. Diolis cupped it, came to a jump stop, and a whistle and a reach-in foul goes against Blake Weaver. That's his 4th. Just the 4th team foul called against Stevens here in the second half. McCracken off a screen, fades to the left wing. and knocks down a much-needed three. Underneath, Steele answers right back with a lefty finish in traffic. Mason Steele has 8, leads at 6. Diolis, Harsh on the catch. Now McCracken. We'll see if he can really get hot here in this quarter. Or Dawson Moore. That'll do. A 3-ball for Dawson Moore. 2 quick triples for Scottsbluff to start the final quarter. We've got a timeout on the floor. Full timeout will step away. 7:02 to play. Cats trail 52-49 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Across the state, every eye and ear is focused on one stadium where the sea of red is man-made. A place where every Saturday is a stage for our team, for our resolve, and for our values.
It's toughness, it's dedication, it's work ethic. That's what Nebraska is.
This is Husker Nation.
My big secret for designing a quality kitchen on a budget is J&K Cabinetry. They have all the great standard features that my clients love. Solid wood doors and frames, soft close doors and drawers, dovetail joinery. The quality is amazing. J&K Cabinetry has 17 beautiful locations, sells directly to designers, contractors, and dealers, and provides plenty of options for a semi-custom look. But the most important thing is having a satisfied client and just seeing how much they love their kitchen. J&K Cabinetry, a new kitchen around you.
ZM Lumber in Scottsbluff, your local headquarters for J&K Cabinetry.
TV, Radio 960, 100.3. Dip under 7 minutes to go in the fourth. 3-point lead for Rapid City Stevens, and they have the basketball. Pouyer got loose, couldn't finish at the rim with a right-hand finger roll. Second shot opportunity wouldn't go. Defensive board cleared by Harsh. Here comes Scottsbluff. Diolis wide open underneath the Clarkson for the 2-point field goal from point-blank range. Scottsbluff trails by 1. Pouyer has Diolis on him. Reach-in foul on the perimeter goes against Josiah Diolis. That'll be the 16th foul. One more and into the bonus for Stevens. 52-51, the visiting Raiders from Rapid City Stevens High have the lead here in the fourth. Scottsbluff, man look defensively. Colton Hartford on the perimeter. Bounce pass to Vigorin. Backdoor cut, wide open underneath, and a finish for Mason Steele. Just good offensive basketball. Made the extra pass, and the big 6'6 junior able to lay it in. Diolis cut off on the dribble drive. Outside, and a 3-point shot from McCracken, fouled by Hartford. What are you doing, Colton Hartford? 54-51, a chance to tie now for Scottsbluff. Second foul on Hartford. Connor rolls one off the iron, would not drop. 6:02 to play, nearly 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. And Connor came in an 85% free throw shooter on the weekend, and he's missed the first 2 on this 3-shot opportunity. Darnell back on, replacing Dawson Moore. Jack signaling who he's got defensively, so we expect to see man on the other end. And Connor finally gets 1 of 3. He's got 4 in the quarter, up to 15 points. 2-point lead for Rapid City Stevens. Coming down the stretch here early on a Saturday night. Across the timeline. They leave it for Vigorin. Picks up his dribble, looks for help. Open look, Hartford's hit a couple of threes. Now he's hit a few. Nope, that is his second. That's his second 3-point field goal. Lead now extends to 5. Baez on the catch. They could use that off the iron. Grabbed by Mason Steele. Vigorin on the dribble. He's got a bigger defender on him in Harsh. Nice play from the backside as Diolis takes it away and finishes coast to coast on the one-on-none fast break. Josiah has 15 points. 3-point lead, 57-54. Stevens. with the ball and leading by 3. Top of the key, Pouillier. Dribbles right, feeds Hartford. Hartford couldn't get that one to drop. Ball is loose, out of bounds. Last touch by Vigorin along the baseline. It'll go back to Scottsbluff. McCracken will replace Jack Darnell. .452 to play in regulation. Diolis will handle the basketball for the Bearcats. Across the timeline. They've come right. Offensive foul, a push-off with the off arm. Third foul on Josiah Diolis. That's the 7th team foul. So bonus time on the next opportunity here with a foul. We've got a timeout taken by Chris Stebner, the head coach for Rapid City Stevens. A timeout on the floor. We'll break with them. 57-54. Cats trail by 3 right now on the West Coast scoreboard.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
With the new year comes resolutions. Complete your resolution to replace your windows by calling Renewal by Andersen. And right now is your last chance to buy 2019 windows at 2018 prices. Plus, pay nothing until 2020. That's right. You will get 20% off every window and door, plus no money down, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. And free window diagnosis, free in-home estimate, and free removal and disposal of your old windows. Hurry. This offer ends February 15th. Call 472-2199 to take advantage of this offer before the 2018 prices are gone.
Stretch run of our ball game here on KDB.TV, 960 100.3. Chris Cottrell with you at Scottsbluff High School. It's Rapid City Stevens basketball. And a 3-point lead, 57-54 in the half court. Colton Hartford now in the corner left side. That's Pouillier. They get the basketball to Weaver. They dump it down low to Mason Steele. He looks opposite, driving baseline, leaving it middle for Steele, and a reach-in foul going to go against Scottsbluff. It goes on Connor McCracken. Third foul on McCracken. A 1-and-1 opportunity for Mason Steele. 8th team foul against the Cats. Third personal on McCracken. 4:20 to play in the game. Steele left it short, and Baez clears the defensive rebound for the Bearcats. Into the front court, Diolis. Pull-up jumper at the foul line, and Diolis smacks his hands as that one falls through. 1-point deficit for Scottsbluff. They trail 57-56. Pouillier on the dribble. He's got Diolis on him. Steele gives it to Pouillier. Pouillier gets it back near the left corner. Tough angle underneath. Steele finishes with a left hand at the rim. Mason Steele has 12 points, 6 of those here in the fourth quarter. 3:40 to play. Back to a 3-point lead. Baez on the catch. Puts it on the floor. They got Hartford chasing McCracken around the perimeter. Baez, right side. Long 2, left it short. Rebound grab by Hartford. Kept his pivot foot to avoid the whistle and the walking violation. Gives it up to Vigorin. Harsh will pick up Vigorin. Vigorin goes right by him. Help defense came uphill, and that's just textbook from Vigorin. A bounce pass to Steele and the finish. That's just all set up by a tough one-on-one ask for Harsh. Diolis. Now Harsh. 3 ball on the way. Wouldn't go. Rebound comes off to Vigorin. 2 minutes and 55 seconds to play, and Stevens has the ball, nursing a 5-point lead here in the closing minutes. Again, Vigorin with Harsh defending. Pass down around the feet And now it's Harsh really bodying up Vigorin on the perimeter. The crossover dribble, Pouillard tried to throw one down, but he stepped along the far base, the far sideline on the crossover dribble. Scottsbluff catches a break, and they'll take Harsh out and bring some offense on with Dawson Moore. Dribble handoff, Moore from long range, buries one. Dawson Moore, a big shot. He's got 2 trays in the quarter. He's in double figures now with 11. 2:20 to play in the game. Lead at 2 for Rapid City Stevens. Daniel Vigorin's kind of been their lefty maestro at the controls. He attacks the rim, and he had his shot blocked once again by Sam Clarkson. And a possible 3-point play there for McCracken, but the layup comes off the iron. So a chance to tie at the stripe now for Connor McCracken. 2:06 to play in the game. Timeout taken by Stevens. A full timeout will stay right here. 2:06 left. Little game reset for you. 2:06 left on the clock. Stevens leads 61-59. McCracken will have a chance to tie with 2 shots at the line coming out of the timeout. Scottsbluff's committed 18 fouls, so Stevens is in the bonus 1-1. Next foul on Stevens would put Scottsbluff into the 1-1 bonus. 3 timeouts remain for the Cats, 2 for Rapid City Stevens. Looks like it'll be Diolas, Clarkson, Moore, Baez, and McCracken. That's their best offensive lineup on the floor right now for Scott Gullion. That'll be the 5 that break the huddle and step back onto the floor for Scottsbluff. And again, Connor McCracken will toe the foul line with a chance to tie this game up with 2 makes. 61-59. Rapid City Stevens trailed by 2 at halftime. They outscored the Cats 17-10 in the third to lead 48-43, but Scottsbluff's stuck with it. Clawed back to within 2 and a chance to tie now with McCracken at the stripe. Coming into the weekend at 85%, and again a miss. He missed 2 of 3 earlier after he got fouled on a 3-point shot. He'll get a second. Connor gets 1 of 2. 5 points in the quarter. He's got 16 in the ball game. Diolas has 17. Vigorin picks up his dribble. Gets it to Pouillard. Pouillard's been explosive here in the second half. He's got Vigorin open for a 3 straight away. And Vigorin, I've said it once, I've said it probably 10 times. Vigorin came in averaging 7. They're going to count the bucket. And a chance for a 3-point play for Diolas. He goes right to the rim. Vigorin now has 27 points. 1:42 left in the game. Diolas converts the 3-point play. 7 points in the quarter. He's up to 20 for the ball game. McCracken and Dawson Moore will take the seat. 64-63. Stevens with the basketball, leading by 1. They've got Darnell on Vigorin now. They've switched Harsh off to a different player for Stevens. He's on Colton Hartford. Vigorin, they bounce it to the high post. Hartford covers up the basketball. A back cut, layup wouldn't go. Offensive rebound, no backside box out. And Mason Steele continues to run wild down low around the block area. Either side, it hadn't mattered. 30-second timeout as Stevens goes back in front. They put the points on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Should be 67-63. Instead, they've got it Scottsbluff leading by 1. We have had some issues at the scorer's table the last 2 weekends here at Scottsbluff. Out of the timeout, Clarkson, McCracken, Baez, Diolas, and Dawson Moore. 3-point lead for Stevens, 66-63. Again, Scottsbluff has 3-point shooters in Moore, Baez, and McCracken. Diolas can knock some down as well. He had that wild finish against Abe Lincoln here last Friday when he hit 3 threes in the final minute. Helped keep the game close. They eventually lost that game 88-86. They dump it down low to Clarkson. Clarkson cut off Baez to tie it. Missed it. Rebound to Mason Steele. He hands it off to Vigorin. We go under a minute to play in regulation. 2 defenders near Vigorin. He gives it off to Puyer. And a foul called against McCracken. Fourth foul on Connor. 53 seconds to play in the ball game, and it's Puyer at the line. Just 56% on the season, and of course he knocks that one in. Puyer's up to 14 points, 10 in the second half. Able to convert 2. And now a timeout taken by Scott Golian. That'll be a full timeout taken by the head coach for Scottsbluff. 68-63, 53 seconds left coming down the stretch here in this fourth quarter. Diolas now has 20, 16 for McCracken. Dawson Moore's in double figures with 11. Scottsbluff has been in this position before on their home floor just last weekend, trying to battle back in the final minute against Abraham Lincoln. Thought we were going to get an overtime game there, but after Diolas connected on 2 foul shots to tie it at 86, Abe Lincoln's Ty Foster went the length of the floor in about, well, in the time it takes you to blink your eyes, it felt like. Dished it off to Josh Perez, who got a layup off the square as the buzzer sounded, and Abe Lincoln rode back to Denver with a 2-point win. Can Scottsbluff battle back and get over the hump and close one out here tonight? They had a tough loss last night at Rapid City Central, and frankly, they didn't play very well. 68-63. Diolas, crossover dribble, wide open underneath, Clarkson. That's just too easy. Way too easy if you're Rapid City Stevens. Lovely if you're Scottsbluff. A total of, 7 seconds is all came off the clock. Sam's got all 4 of his points here in the fourth quarter. 68-65, quick 30-second breaker. Buzzer sounds, and these teams will get back on the floor. We'll see if Scottsbluff goes to some full court pressure. Maybe play a little bit of defense, see if they can come up with a steal, and if not, then foul. Probably not too deep into the game clock, running some time off here. 45.9 to play, both teams in the bonus. Single bonus right now, 1-1. Of course, the next foul committed by Scottsbluff would send Stevens to the line for 2. That'd be their 10th team foul. It'd be double bonus time. Full court pressure. They'll try and get Vigorin open. They hand it off to Vigorin. Vigorin lobs it ahead to Weaver. Weaver will bring the basketball back out. Dawson Moore, a reach-in foul from behind, and now it'll be Blake Weaver at the stripe. Now on the statistics their coach sent me, he had not attempted a free throw on the season. Tough spot here for Blake Weaver. 2-shot opportunity, that helps. That looked good. Knocks it in. Four-point lead for Stevens. Make it a 5-point lead. Calm and collected there for Blake Weaver. Diolas, he's going to pull up and shoot the triple. It goes. Shades of Abraham Lincoln for Josiah Diolas. Here in the quarter, he's got 10. Basketball in the hands of Dylan Puyer. Reach around foul committed by Diolas. 2-point lead for Stevens. Clock down to 26.5 seconds to play. Pouillier hit 2 earlier this quarter. Now he's 3 for 3 in the fourth quarter. Just a 56% foul shooter on the year. But he's been money here in the clutch, 4 for 4 in the fourth. Leads at 4, 72-68. Diolas trying his luck again. In and out. Offensive rebound to McCracken. Fouled on the shot by Mason Steele, and Connor McCracken will head to the line to shoot 2, down to 18.8 left. Here in regulation. Connor missed 2 of 3 earlier at the line after he was fouled on a 3-point shot. Missed 1 of 2 earlier here in this quarter the last time around, and another miss for McCracken. It's been struggle city at the foul line for Scottsbluff's top scorer here in the fourth. (72-68) the lead for Stevens. And McCracken again gets 1 of 2. Josiah Diolas has 23. Connor McCracken with 17. They're going to face guard some of these would-be ball handlers, and a quick reach-in foul. And the foul came from out near around mid-court on the call. Vigorin now will step to the line. They are 6 for 6 here at the free throw line in the fourth quarter. We'll see if Vigorin can extend this 4-point lead. Check that 3-point lead. Off the mark on the first. A miss here would give Scottsbluff an opportunity to tie with a triple. Darnell's out. McCracken back on. Diolas on. Chance Parker comes off. Little less height along the foul line to rebound a miss here, although Harsh moves to the spot where Parker was, and Diolas moves down to the low block area. Vigorin makes it a 4-point lead. He's got 28 points. Baez on the perimeter. Diolas, tough shot, off the mark. Rebounded by Pouillier, and a reach-in foul with 9.5 to play. It's a 4-point lead here on the road for Rapid City Stevens. Two-shot opportunity now for Dylan Pouillier. He is 5 for 5 at the line in the fourth quarter, and folks are heading for the exits. Pouillier. That should just about do it. 75-69. Cats are going to need a 3, a steal, and a 3. Missing the shot, McCracken. Ball loose. McCracken saves it inbounds. That'll do it. Clock hits triple zeros, and Scottsbluff falls at home by the final of 75-69. 75-69 the final score. Scottsbluff drops to 6-10. Stevens improves to 9-5. We'll get to the Runs of post-game show when we come back right after this on KNEB.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Across the state, every eye and ear is focused on one stadium where the sea of red is man-made. A place where every Saturday is a stage for our team, for our resolve, and for our values.
It's toughness, it's dedication, it's work ethic. That's what Nebraska is.
This is Husker Nation.
Rough afternoon at the office for the Scottsbluff girls and boys basketball teams. The Scottsbluff girls fall on a buzzer-beating shot from Rapid City Stevens. They lose 51-49. Scottsbluff boys cough up a 5-point lead at the end of 3 quarters, and they get beat on their home floor 75-69. Hope to visit with Scottsbluff boys head coach Scott Golian here on the post-game show. Of course, we'll get to a check of the final numbers brought to you by Arby's, and we'll have a Taco John's player of the game. Scottsbluff loses at home this afternoon in the girls' game, and early this evening here in the boys' contest, the final 75-69 as Stevens gets the 6-point road win here at Scottsbluff High School. Come back and get to a check of the numbers right after this on KNEB. See you, Sarah. Not good.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Byers Realty would like to remind everyone that school is back in session, so make sure and watch for little ones in crosswalks. Be mindful of school speed zones, and take a second to double check for pedestrians and bicyclists. We want all of our young students to have a wonderful and safe year. Visit callbyersrealty.com or stop by the office on Avenue B, next to Bumper to Bumper. The Panhandle's best, Byers Realty. Community strong, community proud. We have what you're looking for.
Wrap things up here at Scottsbluff High School early this Saturday evening. Final score 75-69. And before we get to a check on the post-game numbers, we're just going to go ahead and get a conversation in with Scottsbluff head boys basketball coach Scott Golian. Tough one last night, and this one almost feels like it's a little tougher to swallow. Final score 75-69. Coach, you had a 5-point lead at the end of 3 quarters. What was the difference in the final 8 minutes, you think?
We couldn't guard people, quite honestly. They got by us and either got to the rim or dropped it off. We had to help, and we didn't help to help her.
I mean, I got Bigorin coming in averaging 7 points per game on the year, and I might be off a point or two, but I've got him for 28. And, I mean, I know he knocked down some threes, and as you mentioned, he kind of broke the defense down on some dribble penetration. That led to some easy buckets for their big guy.
Yeah, I mean, he played tremendous. He hit shots against the zone and broke it down and made plays for other guys.
What do you think offensively? You got 16-17, and then that third quarter only 10 points. You did have 4 field goals, 2 free throws, but that's where they kind of tightened things up on you, was in that third quarter when they went up by 5 points.
Yeah, back to the same thing we've talked about for 2 months now. Lack of ball movement, people trying to do their own thing, trying to force. That's what we get.
I know one thing we talked about last night off air after the post game was the amount of home games you do have left coming down the stretch. Today included, it goes in the loss column, but you finish with Alliance at home, North Platte at home, and McCook at home with 1 road game at Sidney. You have to look at all 4 of those games as winnable games, but at this point, how are you treating it? I mean, last weekend we thought was a turning point, and now we're right back to feeling like I think we were leaving Cheyenne 2 weekends ago.
I mean, the rest of our games are huge. Next one, you know, we can't overlook anybody. I mean, where we are at in the season and where we are at record-wise and PowerPoint standings-wise and everything, every game is, I mean, we got to go 1-0. It's the big, I mean, it's, the next game is the biggest game of the year. The next game is the biggest game of the year. And we have to treat it like that.
I know you got some decent production coming off the bench today. Dawson finished with 11. Harold had all 8 of his points in the second quarter. I know he wasn't able to knock down some shots for you down the stretch, but you wind up with 22 points coming off the bench. That'll play moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. Harold and Dawson, I think, played really well. And they moved the ball well, and they're playing together well and knocking down shots. And we're going to need that going forward.
What do you think the focus has to be at practice the next 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as you get set for Alliance? Obviously, you said 1-0 every game moving forward is the key, but what corrections do you really have to make?
I mean, it's back to the same stuff we talked about. And in practices, we look like a different team. We share the ball, we move the ball, and it looks really good. And I don't know if it's the lights going on or playing in front of fans or pressure starts happening a little bit. But at times we look like a different basketball team when it's a game.
Coach, I know it's a tough weekend. Thanks for stopping up for a quick chat on the post-game show. I'll visit with you next week.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Final score, 75-69. We'll come back with more on the Runs of post-game show right after this on KNEB.
At Elite Physical Therapy, we provide preventative and rehabilitative treatments that maximize function and promote well-being for patients of all ages. With 2 locations in Scottsbluff and Gearing, we offer the convenience of you choosing your location with the same great services no matter where you go. Stop into one of our locations today, in Scottsbluff at 214 West 27th Street or in Gearing at 10th and M Street, and see what Elite Physical Therapy can do for you. Treatment you need and care you deserve.
Chris Catrone back with you here on the post-game show this evening. A very disappointed head basketball coach for Scottsbluff, of course, in Scott Gullion. 69 points for the Bearcats today, but that left them 6 shy of the mark needed. They fall at home to Stevens by the final of 75-69. Let's take a look at the post-game numbers. A check on stats brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. I got Daniel Vigorin down for 28 points. Came in averaging 7. They got 19 from Dylan Pouyer, who really exploded in the second half with 15 of those 19. Knocked down 6 out of 6 at the foul line in the fourth quarter. Mason Steele scored 10 of his 16 points in the final stanza as well. So they had multiple guys really coming up big down the stretch. 11 points for Colton Hartford. He was big off the bench, including a pair of threes. 2 points apiece for Blake Weaver and Anthony Pruitt. Scottsbluff, Rapid City Stevens with the win now improves to 9-5. With the loss, the Bearcats are 6-10. Josiah Diolas, the leading scorer, with 23. Had Connor McCracken in the book for 17 points. 11 off the bench for Dawson Moore. Harold Baez chipped in 8. 4 points today for Sam Clarkson. 3 spot for Chance Parker. A 2-point effort for Jack Darnell and a lone free throw for Sebastian Harsh. Those are your scoring totals here on KNEB. A check on the numbers brought to you by Arby's, the meat crafters throughout western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. Take a quick timeout, come back with more on the Runs of post-game show right after this on KNEB. Hey, Mark.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Final score back on the Runs of Post-game shows. Scottsbluff boys fall at home 75-69. They give up 27 points in the fourth quarter, and they lose by 6 on their home floor. We'll go with Josiah Diolas as our Taco John's player of the game. Led the team with 23. He finished with 10 points in the fourth quarter to kind of keep things close and keep he and his mates in it. Taco John's player of the game for Scottsbluff, Josiah Diolas. Taco John's of Scottsbluff and Gearing make it a game day tradition. Unwrap the original before or after every game. We'll come back and wrap up the broadcast right after this on KNEB. Yo.
This chair is way too big. It's perfect for us. This one's tiny. That's 'cause it's mine. Hey, this chair is just right. This bed is way too hard. It's perfect for me. This bed is way too soft. Just what I needed. This bed is just right. So come on over to Leave Heads.
Care Heilbronn, State Farm agent, is here to protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Care Heilbronn and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Better Country 90.